Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Friday, July 26th, 2024, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $sign ORION NWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Seattle Mariners versus the Chicago White Sox. First pitch will be here in roughly 10 minutes. Let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and I'll get into the starting lineups. Happy Friday, everyone. Let's get it, baby. Trade deadline is on Tuesday. Mariners have made some moves. We're definitely excited to see what the future holds, and there's more moves as we speak. And on the thumb, on the left, we have George Kirby. And on the right, DHing today for the White Sox, Eloy Jimenez. And now let's get into the starting lineups for the visiting Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners at center field, Victor Robles. And Victor has been very consistent as of late, and hopefully he can keep that going as he's filling in for Julio. But obviously, once Julio comes back, Victor will be part of the starting lineup. He has earned it. Batting second, DHing today for the Mariners, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting third, playing second base for Seattle, Jorge Polanco. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, playing right field for the Mariners, Mitch Haniger. Batting fifth, playing left field for Seattle, Luke Raley. Batting sixth, playing first base from coming up from the Tacoma Rainiers, Jason Vossler. Batting seventh, catching tonight for the Mariners, Mitch Garver. Batting eighth, playing third base for Seattle, Hollywood, Josh Rojas. And batting ninth, playing shortstop for the Mariners, it's Demo Dylan Moore. And on the mound for the Mariners with a 7-7 record, an ERA of 3.20. Just get this man some run support. He's lost his last 4 starts, but only has got 7 combined runs in those 4 losses. Let's help George out. Let's get it, baby. George Kirby. Let's go, baby. I got extra photos of you today, George. We got 4, and we're going to need a good performance out of you today. Let's go, George Kirby. And now let's get into the starting lineups for the home Chicago White Sox. Leading off for the White Sox in center field, a trade candidate on the deadline, a very good player, arguably their best player on the team, and I don't think there's any doubt about that, Luis Robert Jr. Supposedly, the Mariners and a few other teams are looking, but who knows if Luis will be a Seattle Mariner by Tuesday. We will wait and see. Batting second, playing right field, Tommy Pham. Batting third, playing first base for Chicago, Andrew Vaughn. Batting fourth, batting cleanup, DHing today for the White Sox, Eloy Jimenez. Batting fifth, the former Boston Red Sox left fielder, Andrew Benintendi. Batting sixth, playing shortstop for Chicago, Paul DeYoung. Batting seventh, playing second base, Brooks Baldwin. Batting eighth, getting recently released by the Washington Nationals, third baseman Nick Senzel. And batting ninth, catching tonight for the White Sox, Corey Lee. And on the mound for the White Sox with a 3-1 record, an ERA of 3.03, Drew Thor. And if you've been listening to the news, we were the ones that ended up starting off the blockbuster trade, and we ended up getting Randy Arozarena. And this one was a huge name. I think that a lot of teams that were looking at Randy, high-end teams, like the Dodgers and the Braves, the top-tier guys, they were very, very interested in Randy, and I'm very excited to be able to see what he can do. Obviously, the batting average overall, a little low, but within the last month or so, he's been very, very hot, and that's what we need. He's got better stats than any Mariner that's currently on the roster, and we didn't give up any of our top guys in the farm system. We gave up a couple low-end farm guys that might be ready in 2 or 3 years. So to get a guy that was a MLB All-Star and a guy that can bring a little bit of energy and swagger, not only with his bat, but with his defense, especially playing in left field. Now we figured out who our left fielder is going to be moving forward, Randy Arozarena. I am super excited that we ended up getting him, and we didn't give up Harry Ford. We didn't give up any of the big-name guys, Lazaro Montes, Cole Young, Colt Emerson. We didn't give up any of those guys, and the Mariners ended up winning that trade. Can't wait to see what Randy does. He's obviously packing right now all of his goods, obviously probably trying to figure out his situation in Seattle, and then I would assume in a day or two, we will see Randy here in Chicago helping us out on offense and defense. And then just a couple hours ago, we ended up making a trade for Yimi Garcia. 3-0 record, an ERA of 2.70. And this guy will help us in the bullpen since we just let Stanek go just a few minutes ago to the Mets. So we are definitely going to need a bullpen guy. There's Yimi Garcia. We needed to get a guy that could help us give some energy. While obviously Julio and JP are out, we got one of the best, if not the best, free agent name. So I really like what we're going to be getting out of Randy Arozarena. Electric start, and hopefully we can add another bat and maybe even another bullpen piece. But I'm very excited to see what the future holds for the Seattle Mariners. And like I mentioned multiple times on the stream, make sure you guys are taking care of your mental health. Addiction, depression, anxiety, these are things that a lot of us go through on the daily basis or have in the past. So if you're slipping a little bit into the darkness and are looking for some positive direction, no fear, NWSF will point you in the right way. So again, if you're eating a lot of fast food, try to eat a little bit healthier. I know with the economy, everything has gone up and food prices are crazy, right? But if you can make a little bit of an effort of eating a little healthier, you feel great at the end of the day. You'll lose weight. You'll feel better, not only physically, but mentally. And also make sure you're getting outside and getting some exercise if you're not. And then number 3, make sure you're listening to music at least 30 minutes a day. You'll be very shocked on the amount of music that you listen to throughout the day can really affect your mental health in a positive manner. Let's go, baby. Seattle Mariners, Chicago White Sox. We're going to get first pitch here in roughly 2 minutes, and we're going to be shooting for 20 likes within the first hour. So if you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. And we're going to be shooting for 30 to 50 overall. And then on top of that, we're going to be shooting for 100 in the donos on every single stream. If you do have a Twitter/X account and want to do your boy a solid, you can obviously like and retweet the live stream. That would be greatly appreciated. And that'll get us a few more people as well. Looks like we're 3 away from 10. So if you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. And I know we'll get more people coming through as the game goes along. Thank you, Megan. Appreciate you with the like and the share. And let me see. Let me give a quick shout out to, I know we've got like at least 3 people. So shout out to Megan, Matt, and Lauren for giving some love on the post. And again, in the near future, we may end up streaming on Twitter/X. I don't really like the idea of having to pay an additional $7 a month to Elon, but without having Twitter/X, it hasn't affected anything. The views haven't been affected, the subs, anything like that. Obviously, there's going to be a little bit of a viewership, but if they want to watch, they can always come to the YouTube side. Let's go, baby. Matt in the building. What's good? Let's get to 100 in donos. Let's do it. Let them know. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Let your boy know. Megan in the building. What's good? DX in the building. What's good? Let's go, baby. Brian in the building. Let's go, baby. Oh, college football 25. Nice. Let's go. I'm ready. On the mound for the Mariners, 7-7 record, ERA of 3.20, George Kirby. And we're going to need a fantastic effort out of George here today. Let's go, baby. On the mound for the White Sox, 3-1 record, ERA of 3.03, Drew Thorpe. First pitch, Victor Robles chopped that one towards the third base line, foul, 0-1 count. Let's go, Robles. You've been very, very good for us as of late. Let's keep the good vibes going. Big swing and a miss behind in the count, 0-2. Megan in the building, what's good? Sarah in the building, what's good? $10 holla to get us started. I appreciate you very, very much. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little cactus jack, bang, bang, $10 holla. 90 to go to hit the goal. Thank you so much. Missed you guys, and I appreciate you. Let me know what you want to do for your Silver Foxes, and I got you. Top of the first, 0-0, White Sox and Mariners. Little chopper towards first base. Run. Little flip to Thorpe. One away. Next up for the Mariners, DHing for Seattle, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. First pitch inside to Cal Raleigh. 1-0 count. 210 average, 20 homers and 62 ribbies. Number one on the team in home runs, number one on the team in RBIs, as well as throwing guys out. Back off the wall. Let's go, big dumper. Move those legs. And a sliding double for our guy, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. There we go. Nice electric start to get at least someone on base in the top of the first inning. Nice job, Cal Raleigh. Next up, second baseman, Jorge Polanco. Renton for training camp. Oh, I bet. Yeah, Stanek went to the Mets. But again, we had a lot of, I think a lot of potential with him. He had great hair. He had a little bit of swagger. But again, in the recent outings, he hasn't been good. Santos got hurt, so that's his excuse. But they decided they saw enough of Stanek blowing games for us, and they ended up letting him go. And then we ended up bringing in another bullpen guy today. So that'll be the Stanek replacement. Pitches inside to Polanco. 1-1 count. Eli with a tenor. Let's go Mariners, baby. I appreciate you. Let me know what you want to do for photos, and I got you. Whatever your favorite players are. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack, bang, bang. We're at 20, 80 to go. Appreciate you, Eli, very, very much. Let's go, Polo. TJ in the building. What's good, brother? Let's go Mariners. And again, there's been many times where the Mariners really would make zero moves, or they would end up making minimal moves where it wasn't really anything that was that shocking or really wasn't feeling like it was an impact guy. But to get Randy from the Rays, is huge. And again, overall, he's having a little bit of a down season this particular year, but he's the type of player that kind of is slow in April and May and gets hotter as the year goes on. He's got a great record in the postseason as well as far as his stats going through the roof. We got a little bit of control in the next couple years, but it is going to be a little spendy. But it's just kind of nice to be able to have another big name. And if you ended up watching the World Baseball Classic, he became a fan favorite, obviously globally. He's got swagger. He's got a good attitude. He can defend. He obviously can hit. And he gives you that aura kind of like Eugenio Suarez had for us at third base with good vibes only. So I can't wait for him to get packed up and join us here in Chicago in a day or two. They got 3 days to report, and I know he's got a lot of shit to move. He's been there in Tampa for quite some time. 2-2 pitch is inside there, 3-2 count. Count is full to Jorge Polanco. I got you. Well, I already know why you're rooting for the White Sox. You got a Benintendi jersey in the closet for the Red Sox. So obviously, if you got a Benintendi jersey, you're going to be rooting for him. So your boy knows, and that's okay. How are you? Yeah, I think a lot of Mariner fans are excited, and not only did we get Randy, but we didn't give up any of the top 4 guys in the farm. You know, we gave up very minimal. Aiden Smith and Brody Hopkins, who could be good one day, but again, it's so far down the road, it's not going to hurt us by giving up those guys. So I think we ended up winning the trade, and then getting Garcia is just a replacement, obviously, for Stanek, and we need help in the bullpen. So we have checked off 2 boxes out of possibly 3 or 4. I would like us to make about 4 or 5 moves, but I don't really know if that's going to happen or not. But another 1 or 2 bats and another guy or 2 in the bullpen would really help. Wild pitch, go, go, go. Oh, look at Big Dumper run. Put him in the 40 in the Olympics. Aye, let's go. Nice job, Dumper at third. I see you. Let's go, baby. I got you. Yeah, Garcia's good. You know, obviously we're going to know a little bit more about him as we see how he plays with the Mariners, but based off his record and ERA, and it sounds like some of the Mariner players and staff are kind of familiar, you know, with his game. So hopefully it ends up being a good fit so far with those 2 guys. Top of the first, runners at second and third with 1 out. Next up, Mitch Haniger. Let's go, Hanny. 1-1 count right down the middle for a strike. 2-1 count. 1-2 count. Let's go. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 221 average, 15 for 68 with runners in scoring position. 2 homers and 25 ribbies for Mitch Haniger. And I think a lot of us thought that if there was going to be anyone that was going to get deactivated, it'd be Mitch first and then Ty France second. But Haniger is still on the team. He has hit a home run within the last few games to kind of keep his value in check for Seattle. So we'll see if he ends up being on the team once the trade deadline passes. But as long as he plays better, I mean, at least he's a guy that they can rotate at DH or outfield occasionally. But I'm not sure if we'll really need Haniger to be playing every day, unless he ends up having a big surge and increase in his stats, which I'm not sure if we're going to get. But I hope that he plays better. You know, I don't wish any bad stats on any current players. Top of the first, runners at second and third. Full count to Mitch Haniger from Thorpe. Let's go, Hanny. Go to high. Nice. Bases loaded. Nice walk to Haniger. And again, we should be able to win. You know, you would assume if it's 4 games, we should be able to win 3 out of 4. I don't know if we're going to win 4 out of 4. You know, and earlier in the season, we won game 1 on June 10th, 8-4. We won game 2 on June 11th, 4-3. We won game 3 on June 12th, 2-1. And then we lost a heartbreaker in 10 in the last game 4, 3-2 in extras. So we're 3-1 so far against the White Sox at home. But everyone knows when we go on the road, we're not the same team. So hopefully the additions of Randy, right, and obviously with Garcia as well, hopefully this will give us the extra juice that we need. That obviously we've lost 20 out of the last 29. Not good. We lost our 10-game lead on the Astros. The Rangers are on our ass as well. It's a 3-team race. But it feels good to be a Seattle Mariner fan. There's a lot to look forward to, and we still got a chance to win the division or make the wild card and do some damage in the American League. Luke Raley, 229 average, 11 homers here in 2024. Chops that one into the crowd foul, 0-1 count. We got bases loaded with 1 out. We better get something good here. Come on now. We can't be leaving all these opportunities on the board for visiting teams. Pitch right down the middle in the zone for a strike, behind in the count, 0-2. Come on, Luke. Wake up, baby. We need you and Hollywood Rojas to get your shit together. Let's go, Luke. Nuke Raley. Luke Nukem. Let's go. 0-2 pitch from Thorpe to Raley. Almost hit him at the knees. 1-2 count. DX with a 10er. I appreciate you, man. Anything that anybody can do, it'll help us out tremendously, and it shows the support on the channel. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack, bang, bang. Appreciate you. Let me know what you want to do for photos as well, and I'll get the three of you guys taken care of as soon as we get into a commercial. Big swing and a miss. Luke Raley's struggles seem to continue, and that is 2 away. Come on, Luke. We need that swagger and confidence back, baby. Next up, first baseman from the Tacoma Rainiers, Jason Vossler. Let's go, Voss. And I really like what him and Tyler Locklear have brought to the team. And again, hopefully they'll have some more photos of Voss in a Mariner uniforms. But since he's so brand new, there we go, Voss. There we go. And I'm telling you, this Voss kid should be playing at DH or in a position on the Mariners. He brings in 2-0 Mariners. Let's go. Hey, this is the only photo of Voss, and he doesn't even have his head up in the photo, so I figured I'd use the Tacoma Rainiers photo. But it shows you bring in a guy from AAA that ended up having the most RBIs in the PCL, right, in the AAA affiliate. You might as well give him a chance to see what he can do. He's playing first base today, and look at that. A 2-run RBI already right out of the gates. I mean, shit, you would think that Luke Raley would be able to do it, not a guy that's only played a couple games for us, but that's why I love the youth movement, and I don't really want to trade away the whole farm system for some names, because a lot of these guys might actually turn into starters or big contributors for the Mariners. Nice job, boss. I love it. 1-0 pitch to Mitch Garver, big swing and a miss, 1-1 count. That is exciting, man. You know, and especially for a guy that really wasn't on the radar for most Mariner fans. I would say 90%, don't even know who he is. Didn't even really follow his career there with the Tacoma Rainiers. And for him to be able to have this type of success with Tyler Locklear early, with not only defense but in the box, it could definitely really help us with a lot of the struggles that we have with the rest of the team, and also with JP and Julio out for the foreseeable future. JP 4 to 6 weeks, Julio within the next 10 to 14 games. So at least Julio's not out for the year or in the same amount as JP Crawford. Runners on first and third with 2 outs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mitch Garver, baby! All the way to the left field wall. Go, go, go! Let's go. Another RBI by Mitch Garver. Thank God. I'm telling you, the swagger is back with getting Randy and Garcia here in the building very, very soon. 3-0 Mariners. Nice job, Mitch Garver. Fuck yeah. Next up, another guy that's been struggling like Luke Raley. We'll try to get him out of his shell. He's in the 8-hole. Third baseman, Hollywood, Josh Rojas. And with a nice quality good hit here, it could easily be 5-0. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Hell yeah. Let's go, baby. Sarah with the like and share. Rojas. Back. Come on. And you ask and you shall receive. You talk about a guy that might be able to do something big. Hollywood Josh Rojas. There it is. 5-0 Mariners. The sports crowds are like, oh, dog, what's 5-0? He says he's going to make a play. And then boom, boom, boom. No, 5-0. How about 6-0, baby? Trident's up. Let's go. Hell yeah. Let's go. And Hollywood has been struggling tremendously. Exit Elo 101.1, 386 feet. Sometimes my ESP will come to light. I love this. Let's go. First road homer of the year. My boy. And sometimes you just got to be able to be positive, even though certain guys, obviously watching this particular player, we need to get rid of him. Luke Raley and Rojas suck. They're not going to be able to be great in every month. And obviously those guys started off hot in April and May and kind of faded in June and July. All right. But the whole team is batting terribly. But at least now Hollywood Rojas has got his swag back. 6-0 Mariners. Next up, shortstop, Dylan Moore. I mean, we're scoring so many runs, even the scoreboard at ESPN can't even catch up. Let's go. This is the best start that we've had in a minute since we played the Royals when we ended up scoring 7 in the first inning. But if you remember, late in that game, we ended up losing 9-8. But I don't think that'll happen here against the White Sox. They're 27-76. Dylan Moore, back. Gone! Are you kidding me? Dylan Moore with a jack Are you shitting me? Let's go, Mariners. Fuck yeah. Especially if you're getting home runs in the bottom of your lineup in your 8-hole and your 9-hole. 7-0 Mariners. Let's go. You fucking shitting me? Let's go. Hell yeah. That feels good. And you know things are rolling when Rojas and Demo are homering at the end of the lineup. Fuck yeah. Next up, center fielder Victor Robles. We're all the way back at the top of the order. We already went 1 through 9, and we're back at number 1. Let's go. Let's go. ESPN still slacking. It's 7-0, not 6-0. 1-0 pitch to Victor Robles. Woo! Let's go. 2-0 count. My goodness, this is what we needed. Yeah, baby. Fuck yeah. Let's go. I like it, baby. Man, what a start. And it's just as good as that Royals one. But again, we're going to end up winning this game so that we'll be able to be smiling at the end of the day. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jacks, bang, bang. $10 holla. Mariners, baby. Let's go. Captain Oreo with a 7. Let's go, baby. We're making moves, baby. You know it. And again, just the simple fact of getting Randy last night and Garcia just a couple minutes ago after we let Stanek go. Garcia is the replacement. The vibes are good in Seattle. We're playing fucking electric, baby. Let's go. This might be the best that we've played to start off besides that Royals game where we put up 7 in the first as well. Let's go. We're at 47. Great start. And the better the Mariners do, the better support we're going to get overall as well. Likes, subs, donos, views, shares, the whole bit. Victor Robles! Back, back, back! Are you kidding me? Back to back to back home runs for the Seattle Mariners. Are you shitting me? Are you kidding me? 8-0 Mariners. Unbelievable. I don't think we've seen that all year. Rojas with a 3-run jack. Demo with a solo jack. Robles with a solo jack. What is going on in Chicago? That's good for my fucking mental health. Woo! Let's go. Hell yeah. My phone is blowing up. Woo! Let's go. Hell yeah. Good vibes. It shows you, baby. This is good. Wow. If we could play like this all the time. But again, we already know the White Sox are one of the worst teams in baseball. But still, with that being said, you never know how, the Mariners are going to play. We've lost 20 out of the last 29, right? It looks like the starting pitcher is going to end up hitting the showers. When's the last time you seen a pitcher get out in the first inning? Woo! Let's go. Man, I got a lot of photos to be pulling up for y'all, so you guys are going to have to remind me as we go along, and I'll try to do them in order. Let's go. All right. Talk soon. Megan with a 10er. Appreciate you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little cactus jack, bang, bang. And that's what we call the Randy effect. You end up getting a guy that is an all-star stud. He comes to the team. Everything is good. Vibes are good. Everything is good. Let's freaking go. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Best first inning that we've had. Maybe in the last couple years. That was incredible. And it's not done. Let's go, baby. Yes. Fuck yeah. Eli with a 5er. Let's go, baby. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little cactus jack, bang, bang. Let's go. Appreciate you. And I'll get everyone taken care of as we, go through the commercial breaks as fast as I can. So I won't, it might take me a little bit, but I'll make sure we get everybody. Let's go. But again, I really feel, the bats are lighting up. It's not, just because we're playing the White Sox. Because imagine if we didn't make any moves, last night and today, do you think we really have an 8-0 score? And then there goes a little pop out there for out number 3, but the damage is done. 8-0 Mariners. So I really feel by getting Randy and getting Garcia, that really gave us that energy and that swagger that the front office and the owners and the GMs are actually, listening to the fans, and they're actually spending money. They're actually, making moves with certain guys, which is nice to see one way or the other, either spending money or making a trade. And not only making a trade, but not giving up any of our top prospects for Randy. huge. You know, we obviously lost Jonathan Clase in the deal on one of the individuals there. But again, when you end up losing a guy like Jonathan Clase, but we can get a guy to replace Stanek, hey, we'll take it. And we got Garcia there. We got Randy here. Good times here in Chicago. Seattle fans, 8-0 Mariners. Let's go. What a start. Let's get it, baby. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little cactus jack, bang, bang, $2 holla. Matt's going to have his work cut out for him here, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, and we still need a lot more. You know, it's not like, oh my God, we scored 8 runs, we're going to the World Series and we're going to win. No, you know, we got a long way to go. We still need 1 or 2 more guys in the bullpen. We still need 1 or 2 more guys, obviously for bats to play, you know, either defense as well as being either singles hitter or a power hitter. So we still got a long ways to go, but it does show you, you know, when you end up getting an impact player like a Teoscar Hernandez, and that's what I kind of compare Randy to, where you feel that Randy and Teoscar, they can be good anywhere. They, you know, Teoscar was good on the Blue Jays. He was good on the Mariners. He's been great for the Dodgers. And I feel that Randy is a big name like that. You watched him in the World Baseball Classic. He's been a fan favorite for the Tampa Bay Rays. And I can't wait to see what we're going to be able to get out of those guys here in the future. Let's go. My goodness. And be patient with me while I try to be able to get as many photos as I can for y'all. And I'll try to squeeze them in as much as I can. I'll start off with Megan first, since she was first with the donos. And then we'll go from there. And then I'll have to probably scroll back up, you know, through the chat itself, and then to get a few more. Go, baby. George Kirby on the mound. And another player that might be leaving Chicago by Tuesday, Luis Robert Jr. Could Luis Robert Jr. be another piece that could be added to the Seattle Mariners? Possibly. Best player on the team. Let's go. DX with a 5er. Let's go. Yeah, well, again, it's, you know, picking up a guy like Randy, you know, that definitely energizes not only the fans, but the players as well. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack, bang, bang. You know, no JP, no Julio. And I really think that the Julio injury, that was the tipping point. Because I think with JP going down, that definitely hurt. And we'll probably still be looking at guys like Jazz Chisholm to see, you know, maybe added depth, a guy that can play multiple positions. Even though I'm not really sure Jazz would be a good fit on Seattle. He does kind of have some attitude issues where he's more of a me player than a team player. But you never know. Things could change in Seattle. And we could always use him if he's willing to be a good teammate. And then obviously a good person in the box and defender. There goes Luis Robert Jr. with the strikeout. Next up is Tommy Pham. But again, you guys know momentum, Uncle Mo, is real, right? And obviously when things are going bad, when it rains, it pours. When things are going good, you can get a little bit of rhythm and a little bit of momentum where you're riding the wave. And to lose 20 out of the last 29 has been miserable for us Mariner fans. But I feel that we're looking at a light at the end of the tunnel, and it feels good to be a Mariner fan today. 0-1 pitch to Tommy Pham. Pitch is outside, 1-1 count. Hey, you know, they weren't there in the last month. Obviously, injuries have been tough. J.P. Crawford, Julio, and Gregory Santos. But I like where we're going right now. Let's go. Pitch is inside. 2-1 count, and I'll see if I can squeeze in some of these photos just in between the pitches. Get a few of these, and I'll get them during the commercial break. But I'll get a few of the Silver Foxes for Megan, and we'll go that route. Appreciate you. I'll have to multitask more than ever. 2-1 pitch to Tommy Pham. Pitch is inside for a strike. Could have been called ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tommy Pham. 27-76 record, 17-34 at home. But again, it doesn't mean anything, you know, when you play the Seattle Mariners, because you just never know what's going to come to effect with Seattle. You know, are they going to be confident? Are they going to play good? Or are they going to look like shit like we have in the last 29 games? 3-2 pitch. Bam. Nice base knock all the way to right field for Tommy Pham. I see you, Tommy. Next up, first baseman Andrew Vaughn. Go through these photos here again real quickly. Get them soaked in here. Mitch Haniger with the throwback into the infield. Appreciate you, Megan, very, very much. And we'll get a few more, obviously, as we go through each individual and their donos. Thank you so much. I got a few more coming your way here. Andrew Vaughn here up next for the Chicago White Sox. 8-0 Mariners, huh? This is the best first inning and best start to a game that we've had in 2024. Number 2 was the 7-0 lead that we had when we played the Kansas City Royals. But if you do remember, we ended up losing that game 9-8, and Bobby Witt Jr. ended up sealing the nail in the coffin. But good for us. They don't really have a Bobby Witt Jr. unless you want to compare Bobby Witt Jr. to Luis Robert Jr. I guess they have a guy that could do something like Bobby does. But thankfully for us, I feel that we'll be able to get this done. You know, Royals, playoff team, White Sox, not so much. 1-1 pitch to Vaughn. Right into the gap. Haniger is there. 2 away. Next up for the White Sox, DHing for Chicago, Eloy Jimenez. Takes a strike, 0-1 count to Eloy Jimenez. Let's go, baby. And it's possible some of the prospects that we traded for Randy, might end up, panning out in a few years. But again, it wasn't any of the top guys. Lazaro Montes, Harry Ford, Colt Emerson, Cole Young. Now, if we would have given up a couple guys, for him, it would have been a little concerning. But I think most Mariner fans, depending on what and who we gave up, we would try to justify, was it worth it or not? But, if we are going to get a guy like Vlad, we would have to give up a couple of those high-tier guys, Harry Ford, Lazaro Montes, Colt Emerson, and Cole Young. We probably would have to give up 2, possibly 3 of those guys for Vladdy. But if we ended up doing that and Vladdy ended up being on the team long-term, as well as Randy, then I think it would be worth it, even though I really like a lot of these farm guys. I mean, look what we're getting out of Tyler Locklear and Voss already. And these guys that are in the farm, the 4 that I listed, are even better. There we go. Nice punch out by George Kirby. Let's go. Scoreless first innings. 8-0 Mariners, baby. Some good shit right there, huh? Mariner Moose loves it. Let's go. Sorry, squeeze in a few more photos here. Appreciate you, Megan. And then we'll go back up into the list. And then I'll get a few more. Two more to go. Appreciate you. And obviously anybody that donates, they can get whatever kind of representation that they like. Doesn't matter if it's an actor or an actress. It could be a wrestler, a ball player. It could be a rapper. It could be a musician, whatever you want, whatever you like. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. All right, let me get these ones deleted and moved over so that way I can get some more photos for the other individuals. If you guys haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. We want to try to get 20 within the first hour. Where are we at? And then 30 to 50 overall. 8-0 Mariners. Good vibes only. Huh? Let's go. Let's go, baby. I got to scroll up quite a few pieces up here. So if you have donated, obviously here, and I'm all the way at the top with Megan's dono, and then Eli was second. And I'm trying to go through the chat here as well as call the game. All right, Alex Albon, Williams F1 driver. I got that. Let me go there. Polanco strike 1. Wow, Julio Winker and Eugenio Suarez in 2022. Last time we went back to back to back. Let's go. All right, so we'll get this one for Eli next with the second dono, and then I'll go through the chat after that. And then we'll get DX after that and a few others. Eli again, Captain Oreo. Obviously, we'll get a bunch for Megan. Eli again, Megan again. Appreciate you guys. DX again. Let's go. Top of the second, 8-0 Mariners. Polo gets retired. Hopefully he'll be able to get it into a nice rhythm. Next up, right fielder Mitch Haniger. Let's go, Hanny. Top of the second, 8-0 Seattle. Pitches outside, 2-0 count. ESPN doesn't know what to do. All right, got you. Appreciate you. 2-0 pitch. Schuster to Mitch Haniger. And I don't think I've seen a player get pulled in the first inning all year. So that was a first. We've never scored 8 runs in the first inning in 2024, and we've never had the opposing pitcher get pulled in the first inning. But when you go 1 through 9 in the order and you go back at the top of the order, then yeah, you give up that many, chances are the guy will probably end up getting pulled. The crazy thing was he had a 3-1 record going in with a 3.03 ERA. So to give up 8 in the first inning was a very uncharacteristic for him, but I'm glad that he did. We needed this as Mariner fans. Yeah, the last few games, they've been slacking. And I get it when they have a lot of the code that they have to type in, for all the different things. But at some point, they're probably assuming that we're going to slow down and, they'll be able to catch up with the code and be able to write in all the players and everything. But at some point, you just need to be able to keep up live with the action. And then when it gets to a commercial, then you start doing the rest of that. But obviously there's going to be a process there. Run, Rayleigh. Tapped out at first. 3 up and 3 down. The White Sox get out of this inning, and no damage was done. But in the first inning, we put up 8. All right, let me try to get some more photos up here. These F1 photos are fire, man. DX and for Eli. I never thought that these F1 photos would look so crisp with the HD and the 4K. And again, I love NASCAR photos as well. But man, I mean, look at the crispness of the F1 photos. It's beautiful, man. Alexander Albon, Blue Formula One. Okay. Like, I haven't seen too many photos that I was like, wow, this is incredible. Cool camera angles, nice close-ups, very crisp photos. Exactly what I like to see. I'll do 4 here, and then we'll try to get you 4 for your skateboarder. We got to get at least 1 with Alexander and what he looks like. Okay, let's go. Fire. Like, did they even take a bad photo? The photographers for F1 need to get a fucking raise. God damn, they're good. My goodness. Fire. I mean, even if you don't understand F1 or you don't know anyone that's in it, very cool, man. I mean, with you and DX showing all this love for F1, you guys are going to end up getting me to start watching it on a regular basis. Thank you, man. All right, we put these in a file, and then let's see here. Oh, definitely. I mean, I'm already getting kind of the bug from you guys because whenever I understand that someone's got passion for something, then it rubs off on me. Because I got a lot of passion for a lot of different things. But when I start to see passion from the fans and the friends and the family, whatever it is, collecting or, wrestlers or a rock band or a rapper or F1 or NASCAR, it kind of gets me motivated to keep up with you guys. And so that we have something to kind of vibe about. 1-0 pitch to Andrew Benintendi. 2-0 count. And then next up, we'll do Andy Anderson, the skateboarder. And then Captain Oreo, let me know what you need for photos as well. I'm going to go back in the chat and go through the donos again. Benintendi with a hit. There we go. I know Britt likes that. She's a big Boston Red Sox fan and obviously bought a Benintendi jersey. So anytime you can end up rooting for a guy that used to be a Boston Red Sox, kind of like Mookie, it's hard to see a guy leave and go to a new team, but you can still root for them, even though they're not on the Red Sox anymore. Nice job, Andrew. Next up for the Sox, shortstop Paul DeYoung. Bottom of the second, runner at first, 8-0 Mariners. Robles is there, one away. Captain Oreo, you want Julio? I would assume that's who you mean by Rodriguez. It wouldn't be Pudge Rodriguez. There's a lot of Rodriguez's out there, but I know how much you love Seattle and the Mariners, so that's got to be Julio. And I got you. I'm 0 for 3 so far on these Andy Andersons, but hopefully I'll be able to get a couple here. 0 for 4, but I should be able to get at least a few to come up. I guess it just depends on what kind of photos I'm looking at here. Here we go. I got one. 1-0 pitch to Brooks Baldwin. Opportunity for a player to get a little bit of opportunity to play. .095, 0 homers, 1 ribby in limited action. In the 7 hole at second base. All right, we're at 24 likes. We need 6 more to get to 30. So we definitely hit the goal, obviously, with this amazing 8-0 start. 6 more to get to 30, baby. Baldwin chops that one foul. Here, I got one so far that formatted, 1 out of 5, but we'll take it for Andy Anderson. And then after this, we'll get into DX and then back into more photos for the rest of you, Megan as well. Megan, Eli, DX, Captain Oreo, anyone else that I missed? Brooks Baldwin, see you later. Not today, Brooks. There we go. Nice job, George Kirby. Mariner Moose comes out. I'm button clicking like a motherfucker today. I mean, a lot of movement here. Let's go. Nice job. Next up, the former Washington National that got dropped, the new third baseman, Nick Senzel. I wish they had some White Sox photos, but it just, he just got picked up. So maybe after this game, they'll have some photos from the photographers, and then I'll be able to have them in a White Sox uniform. I got you. Thank you, man. Little chopper. Throw to first. Demo. End of the second inning. 8-0 Mariners. Let's go to the top of the third, 8-0 Seattle. I'll be squeezing in photos for all the people that donate to the channel. That way I can, ooh, that's a good one. That's fire. And I got to get one with him and like him actually grinding on some rails or something here. And I think I got one more. First few weren't formatting for me, but I had to go deeper in the search. And anytime you go deeper in the search, you'll find other tag words, and then you'll be able to get some better ones like that. There we go. Appreciate you. Obviously, this is the best one, but. I'll get the Landos loaded here in a second. Try to get some Julio sprinkled in here for Captain Oreo. Next up in the box is Jason Vossler with a big 2-run RBI to kind of get the party started. And he's been fantastic since he got called up. He's been very, very good for us. Pitch is low and into the dirt to Voss. 1-for-1 with a 2-run single in the first and a run. Anytime you're new and you can contribute with hits, RBIs, and home runs early, it's huge. Not only for the confidence of that player, but the confidence in the management and, you know, the manager and your teammates that, okay, this guy is a little bit different than maybe the others that we've had, like a Jonathan Clase, Ryan Bliss, and a few others, where maybe this is a guy that can stick right away, even though we do hope Ryan Bliss gets another chance. Throw to first, 1 away. That's all right. I got some Julios here for Captain Oreo as we're going through, and I got the Landos up next. I got to load those ones. Get a couple of different Julios maybe that we've seen and haven't seen in a minute. Appreciate you, Captain Oreo. Trident's up, baby. What a great day. And we're going to miss Julio Rodriguez, J-Rod, but we'll get him back, you know, obviously here in the next 10 to 14 days. Let's go Mariners. Appreciate you, bro. Garver with another hit. Let's go. Mitch Garver, 2 for 2. Unbelievable. Everyone is starting to light up. I like it. Nice little base knock. They're into left field. Exit velo 104.4. Good follow through swing for Garver right there. Not, you know, trying to be someone that he's not. Nice job, Mitch Garver. Fuck yeah, baby. Baby. Next up, Hollywood Josh Rojas. And again, we had Rojas with a 3-run blast. First homer on the road all year. Then Demo homered. And then Victor Robles homered. So I don't think it's going to happen again. I wonder if that's ever happened before, where a guy and his 2 teammates went back to back to back. And then later in the game, the same guys went back to back to back. I highly doubt that's ever been done in baseball, but maybe someone can look that up. Throw to second, force out, and that's 2 away. Bucks, Rays, Bolts in the building. What's good, bro? Sydney in the building. What's good? Yeah, I mean, if we would have given up, you know, some of our high-end farm guys, you know, it probably would have made you guys a little bit happier, even though you guys aren't really familiar with Lazaro Montes or Harry Ford, you know. But again, if you would have talked to any Mariner fan, we would have really, really been hurt to see those guys go. You know, if we would have given up Lazaro Montes and Harry Ford for Randy, I think that would have been a little bit more of a fair trade for you guys, because the guys that you ended up getting might be good one day, but they're probably not going to be ready for like 3 or 4 years. So for a team like you guys to give up a guy that's very popular, not only in the World Baseball Classic, but just in the Tampa area and baseball fans alike, you know, he's very likable. You know, obviously a good defender. He's got a good aura and a good vibe about him. And I know that you guys are hurt that he's gone. But hopefully he ends up playing good for us. Demo into center field. And that is out number 3. They leave one stranded. All right, we got some Landos coming up here for DX. Appreciate you guys very, very much. And then Megan, let me know what you want to do for your next round of photos. If you got anybody else, Pete Carroll, Hack, or anything else that you're thinking, and I got you. We'll just try to kind of go in a circle through all the donos, and I'll scroll back up to see if I missed anybody. But again, you can type in the chat and let me know, you know, for all the people that have donated, what you're looking at photo-wise as I go through the stream, and I got you. I won't forget you. Just might take a few minutes to get everyone taken care of if we get on a heater of a dono train, which I greatly appreciate. You know, I got a lot of bills to pay. Things have gotten very, very tight for me. So again, anything that you guys can do to help me and my Paisley Pup out will be greatly appreciated. Man, F1 photos are undefeated, dude. Like, no joke. And if I forgot anybody, you know, based off the donos, just let me know in the chat. If, you know, if I haven't put up anything for you yet, I definitely will, but just let me know. But I think I've gotten at least everyone, well, at least one, you know, once through from the people that have donated. I got one more here for you. Let's go, baby. Appreciate you. Next up is Corey Lee for the White Sox. Popped up to right field to Haniger, one away. Next up, center fielder Luis Robert Jr. Yeah, we got Garcia, we got Randy last night. You know, things are going good. We got rid of Stanek. You know, so obviously, you know, he's got the great hair and all, but he definitely lost us, you know, quite a few games as of late. So, you know, Jonathan Clase is gone, but that's okay. That's a guy that, you know, I'd rather have Jonathan Clase go than Ryan Bliss. So again, some of these guys are going to get moved. And so far, you know, I don't think we're really going to miss anybody that we traded away. And if anything, the Mariners got better with the number one thing, not just getting the talent with Garcia and Randy coming in, but also the vibes. And you have to have good vibes, and you want to be playing happy, you know, especially when we're not healthy. No JP, right? No Julio. JP's got the broken pinky, out 4 to 6 weeks. Julio out 10 to 14 days, obviously with the ankle and the knee. So to be able to bring in, you know, guys like Randy Rosarina, right? And Garcia, huge. There we go. George Kirby wheeling and dealing. Luis Robert Jr. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Let's go. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. Your boy is a wizard here in the chat. Let's go. And I was just thinking to myself, okay, if we're going to get, you know, Garcia, we better make sure, you know, that we're going to have someone to replace him. And then when we got Garcia, I was like, okay, And then I was like, all right, because even though Stanek, has been bad as of late, that's still a piece that, at times did good for us. When we had Stanek and then Santos came back, but then he got hurt, and then obviously, you got Andres Munoz. But we need guys that are better, in the bullpen. We obviously need a guy that can hit. Maybe a leadoff hitter, a first baseman. We got Tyler Locklear. We're still looking for outfield help, and then guys in the bullpen to give us some help. But I'm really liking so far, this is kind of like a Teoscar Hernandez type of talent. So this is awesome, right? Obviously, welcome to Seattle, Randy, right? And then with Garcia, 3-0 record, 2.70 ERA, and he's a bullpen guy. I like it. So everything is looking great and looking on the up and up and electric for the Mariners, considering we lost 20 out of the last 29. It was probably the most miserable stretch that we've seen in a while. But again, you can battle the storm. When it rains, it pours, but eventually you'll see the sun rise again. And I feel that, we're going to have a very good chance to compete with the Rangers and Astros for the American League West crown. Pitches outside, 2-2 count, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tommy Pham. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Let's try to get to 30 to 50 likes and 100 in the donos. Trident's up, baby. 8-0 Mariners. Right past Bossler to Haniger. Seems like that's a sweet spot for the White Sox hitters, pulling that baseball into right field. Nice single there by Tommy Pham. Bottom of the third with 2 outs, and look at ESPN is finally caught up. It took them 3 innings to catch up after that 8-inning fucking blasting that the Seattle Mariners had. Next up, first baseman Andrew Vaughn. Let's go. You would love that. Benintendi on the Mariners. How many games have you been with your son Colton to obviously there to watch the monster there for the Red Sox? I know you got a Benintendi jersey. Bottom of the third, 8-0 Mariners. 2 outs, runner at first. Andrew Vaughn in the box, 0-1 pitch. Right down the middle for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. You would love that. Yeah. And again, if Stanek was good, we wouldn't have traded him, but he's been ass lately. And hey, if we got Garcia and he can end up playing better, then so be it. You got to give guys a chance to show if they can be a part of this team or not. And, obviously Stanek has got some great hair with that mullet, but at the end of the day, that was the only good thing about him. He was really blowing games for us. Wow, you're a pro. 20? Nice. Even more than me at the Mariners then, in Seattle at T-Mobile. Rojas, throw to first. There we go. We leave one stranded, but it doesn't matter that we let Stanek go. He's been terrible as of late. So, again, how often are you going to stick with a guy that keeps blowing, the games for Seattle over and over and over again? Like Stanek, Santos, and Munoz were supposed to be like the guys, since we let Seawald go, obviously last year. So, when you have a guy that's supposed to be an asset and then he turns into a liability, then his ass gets the boot. So I'm actually happy to see Stanek go. Again, if he was good, he would still be on the roster and we wouldn't have traded him. So, obviously you got to be able to improve the team and not just stick with a guy if he's hurt or just playing like shit. So lost his control, lost his confidence, lost his swag. Goodbye. And good luck with that on the Mets. They're going to need it. All right, let me know what you guys want to do for photos for the people that donated. Megan, next time around, let me know what you're looking at, and I got you. We'll go through these Landos one more time for DX. Appreciate you. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. I think I got everybody up to this point, at least one round through from donos. Paisley's coming into the building. She said, I miss you, Dad. How are you? Oh, wow. That's incredible. Congrats to the stepmom for the beating of cancer. 7 straight games. Sounds like a hell of a lot of fun. Awesome. Lauren in the building. What's good? Hey, 8-0, bro. Let's go. Dude, we had a 7-0 against the Royals, and they came back and beat us 9-8. But, to be able to go back-to-back home runs out of Rojas, who's been really struggling, Demo, and then Victor Robles, that was something that I was not expecting here on Friday night. But I'm definitely excited about it. And again, that's the Randy effect. When you end up getting a guy like Randy, and then you end up getting Jimmy Garcia, Jimmy, Randy. Hey, it carries over. Let's go. Next up, Victor Robles. Top of the fourth, 8-0, Mariners. Pete, I got you. Robles, right up the middle, throw to first base. Got him, one away. Really? Dang. I know that probably was unfortunate for you, because you're wanting to be able to watch. Obviously, if you buy a jersey of a player, there's an attachment there, so for sure. Okay, I got you. Top of the fourth, 8-0 Seattle, one away. Next up is Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. And normally when Lauren comes in the building, sometimes we're tied, sometimes we're losing. But it's always kind of good luck to bring out the Mariner Moose and bring out Maurice, give us a little bit extra luck. So appreciate you, Lauren. Let's go, Big Dumper. 2 balls and 1 strike to Big Dumper, 211 average, 20 home runs. Or Cal Raleigh here in 2024. Let's go, baby. Chopper towards third base is foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, for sure, I bet. Who are your top 5 Red Sox? You got others besides Benintendi? Obviously, with Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz, that was always kind of a special little group, right? Noma, Garcia Parra, and a lot of guys like Noma, a lot of girls like Noma, right? Mookie, and then obviously if you're old school, you go back in the day like me with like Mike Greenwell and like Roger Clemens back in the day. Top of the fourth, 8-0 Mariners, 1 out. Schuster on the mound, Cal Raleigh in the box. You didn't like Big Papi, really? Not one of your favorites? 3-2 pitch, full count to Cal. Cal crushes that one, but it's fading foul. Darren in the building. What's good, brother? Like, sub, donate, comment, share. We're $31 away from goal. And let's see where we're at on the likes. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please help your boy out. 3-2 pitch. Cal crushes that. Wow. Oh, he dropped it. Hell yeah. There we go. All right, we need 3 more likes to get to 30. No, 1 more like to get to 30. We're at 29. So if you haven't smashed the like button just yet, who will be like number 30? There we go. We need 1 more to hit the goal, and then we're going to be shooting for 30 to 50. Next goal, once we hit 30, will be 40. Oh, Veritek, good one. Ooh, Josh Beckett, nice. Nice. Those are good ones. And sometimes it doesn't have to be the best player or the most popular player. Sometimes it's those role players that we fall in love with, right? Absolutely. Next up is Jorge Polanco. Let's go, Polo. 1 more hit and you're above 200. 199 average, 6 homers and 19 ribbies for Polo. Right, ends up. Polo! Back! Gone, baby! And that's what happens when I throw up the Polo home run. Hey, I'm telling you, it seems like the sports gods are very honed into what we're doing here today. You throw up the photo of him with the trident, and then 1 pitch later, bye-bye, 10-0 Mariners. Exit velo 105, 421 feet. Your boy has got the ESP Baby. Let's go. My goodness. You say it, you show a photo, boom shakalaka, there it is. Nice, man. And you know, when a lot of our guys have been struggling and then we can end up seeing things like that, I mean, I might as well just be showing photos of every player with the trident in their hand if we're going to get results like this. My goodness. 4 home runs tonight. That ties the season high, May 21st, against the Yankees. Let's go. We might not be done, baby. 10-0 Mariners. Woo! My God. Making me work today. Next up is Mitch Hannigan. Woo! Let's go, Hanny. What a game, man. This will be a game that we don't forget, Mariner fans. First game after getting Randy and getting Garcia. Woo! Absolutely. Absolutely. We lost Jonathan Clase and Ryan Stanek. We moved those guys out, but the guys that we brought in, with Yimi Garcia from Toronto for Jonathan Clase and Jacob Sharp, who cares? And for Randy, for Aiden Smith and Brody Hopkins, who cares? Those are not like big name guys in the farm. They might be able to develop down the road, but those were the bottom guys in the farm, not the top guys. So great job. I mean, I don't know, man. It's kind of weird to say great job to Dipoto, Nintendo, and the rest of the management team, for Seattle. But it's like, okay, this is actually a time where you can say good job. You actually didn't trade away too many pieces. And it also gives us flexibility that if we do get a guy like Vlad and we have to trade away 2 of the top, guys or 3, then we have that ability to do so. We didn't waste it on Randy. So, nice job. We're starting to kind of put this team together. We still need 1 or 2 more bats. I don't know if we're going to get it. Hopefully at least a minimum of 1, but we could use 2 more. Shit, we could use 3, right? And we could definitely use 1 or 2 more bullpen guys, and hopefully we do that. So at the bare minimum, 1 more guy for a hitter, and defender, and 1 more bullpen guy, so 1 and 1, a total of 2. But maybe we could end up getting a total of 4 more pieces. I mean, I would love that. A little bobble. Throw to first. And just in time, but after the damage is done. Yeah. But at least we are playing your Red Sox here after the White Sox, I believe. I think the next series against Boston. So we'll have some fun with that and see where it goes. But yeah, it's kind of crazy that the only teams to score like more than 18 runs this season have been like 2 of the worst teams in baseball. The Colorado Rockies and the Oakland A's have done it multiple times. I don't know what's in the water in Colorado or what's in the water in Oakland, or if there is no water there, but whatever it is, that's kind of crazy. But the Mariners are on our way of trying to get close to that number. 10-0 Mariners. Best game of the year. Unbelievable. All right, try to get some more photos up here. Obviously not good for the White Sox, but good for us Mariner fans, and we need it. Can't wait for football. We're less than a week away from the Hall of Fame game. Very exciting. We'll be doing a lot of NFL coverage, even on preseason, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing Mariner streams. We're going to still, pump out Mariner streams full time, but we're just going to be sprinkling in some college football as well as the NFL. That's kind of the backbone of the channel. But we have been gaining some really good ground with the Mariners as well. So, again, I'm not going to turn my back on one sport or another. We're going to make sure we evenly distribute whatever the good thing to do at that particular day is what we're going to do. The most entertaining matchup in the best time slot if we have multiple things on multiple time slots. See if I can squeeze in one more for you, Megan. Let's go, baby. Football is back, baby. That's my reaction right there. We're getting close. Let's go, George. Keep it moving, baby. 10-0 Mariners. Next up, DHing for the White Sox in the cleanup hitter role, Eloy Jimenez. One ball and one strike to Eloy Jimenez. Pitches outside in the dirt. 2-1 count. 2 balls and 1 strike to Eloy Jimenez. 239 average, 5 homers, and 16 ribbies in 2024. Let's go. Good for him. You know, I'm not really big on the Packers as well as their fan base. Some of the fan base is a little cringy and a little annoying, but you could say that about any fan base. But I did end up watching a breakdown of Jordan Love and his life. And I also read a couple articles about him yesterday. And I have a whole new respect, you know, for guys, you know, like Jalen Hurts, as well as Jordan Love. You know, when you end up having fathers that end up committing suicide and they end up, you know, dying early when they were little boys, you know, I think you know, when you find out those kind of details about a player and what drives them and what motivates them and the hardships that they ended up having in their life and not having their fathers around, and let alone, you know, not having their fathers and obviously them taking their lives, you know, with the impact that it can have on the family as well as those individuals like Jordan and Jalen. Shout out to those two. You know, again, I really highly recommend, you know, when you end up seeing stuff on social media, you know, when they end up releasing different videos or different articles, tap in. And even if it's not, you know, one of your favorite players, you know, it's always good to be able to get a different perspective on a guy. Popped up 2 Away by Voss. You know, just like the reason that we love quarterback or we love wide receiver on Netflix, it gives us an opportunity to go a little bit deeper to understand the personal life of a player and what drives them, what, you know, hardships and motivations they have. And I never knew that about both of those guys. And obviously, they're always going to be playing with a little chip on their shoulders. And even though those aren't my guys, I definitely will be rooting for those guys to have success on their respective teams. Next up is Paul DeJong. 0 for 1 with the line out in the second, bottom of the fourth, 10-0 Seattle. This is the biggest lead that we've had all year. That one by DeJong, chop foul, batting .222, 17 homers, and 38 ribbies in 2024. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. Let's go, baby. 31 to get to a hundo. Let's get it. Yeah, and a lot of times if you overpay your quarterback, you're not going to have a good enough team around the quarterback to be able to make a Super Bowl and win it. You know, you got to be able to take less money to make sure you're beefing up the O-line and the D-line and any other players that could end up helping, as well as offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, coaches. You know, if you're going to pay 50, 60 million a year for your quarterback, and you have a bunch of holes to fill, yeah, it's cool to be able to have that quarterback there. But a lot of the guys that are the richest in the NFL, they all have something in common, right? They don't have a Super Bowl ring around their finger. You know, so again, sometimes, you know, when you can be mature enough, like a Tom Brady, you know, where he can take less money to make sure that other guys, you know, Wes Welker and Julian Edelman and these other guys, role players on defense and the O-line get paid, because he knows it's a team game. Regardless if he's got Belichick and he's got Gronk, if your O-line stinks or your defense wasn't top 10, they're not winning the championships. They're not getting to all those AFC championship games. And maybe the Colts and Peyton Manning would have been able to steal a couple more from them if Tom didn't take as much money. Like if Tom was like, I want to be the most, you know, famous player, I want to be the highest paid player, I want to get, you know, 60 million years ago. I mean, they probably could have did it, but they wouldn't have won as many championships. I'm 100% sure of that. So, you know, we'll see where it goes. But again, with Tua, that seemed a little weird to me, because I think that he is kind of hated on, and I think that he's a top I think 15 quarterback. In some situations, he plays like a top 5 stat-wise. Other games, he's in top 15 status. I think most people would agree he's a top maybe 13 quarterback. Most people would say probably somewhere between 8 and 12. I think is kind of the range. When he's good, he's in the top 10, but the bottom end of the top 10. When he's bad, he's still not like the worst in the NFL, but then he's somewhere between 12 through 16. Kind of like a Trevor Lawrence, where sometimes they're really, really good, but other times they're kind of bad. So it all depends on the chemistry, the coaching, the supporting cast. But I don't know if I would have paid Tua 4 years, $212 million. For me, I think I might have been able to move on from him or see what else is out there. And I get it. You want to make sure you have a quarterback, but I'm just not sure if I had Tua on my team that I would want to give him that much money, for a guy that is somewhere between 8 and 16 in the NFL, And I think most people, if you look at his stats, a lot of his stats in the categories, will be in the top 10, and some of his stats will be top 5. But again, at the end of the day, you're going to need a good coach, which they have. The offensive line and defense needs to be much better. And even though you got Tyreek and Waddle, that's not going to be able to win you a Super Bowl with just Tua, Tyreek, and Waddle. You need more than that. And that obviously is very clear. Top of the 5th, 10-0 Mariners. Voss is up next. Let's go, baby. Easy in the building. What's good? $2 holla for some mental health. I like that. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little Cactus Jack bang bang. Appreciate you. And mental health is very important. That's why I go over it multiple times in the stream. Addiction, depression, anxiety is tough. So if you're going through the battles, make sure you're putting yourself in a positive place each day. Exercise, eat right, spend time with pets and family. Find a good channel where you can vibe with, like at the NWSF. And when you can find certain things like that, listen to music and, making sure you're going out of your way to, be successful, have a game plan, know your triggers, stay away from your triggers that that if you do these things, it's going to go down a bad path for you. And if you can actually have a little bit of accountability in your life, you can end up turning your life around. There goes Voss. 1 away. Let's go, Jason. I need more photos of Voss other than this. And then his only Mariner photos of his head down. So I was going to use this one as the main, but you can't even see his face there. So figured we'll go with the Tacoma Rainier photo for now. Next up, catcher 2 for 2, Mitch Garver. Let's go. Yeah, there's a lot of guys that are going to be in that second tier that are going to be like 8 through 15 or 8 through 16. Remember, there's 32 quarterbacks. So if you're a top 16, you're not bad. It's just that, you're going to want to be closer to being top 12 if you want to make the playoffs and go on a deep, deep run. But just because you're the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th best quarterback, that doesn't mean you suck. A lot of times that would be like Carr, like a Kirk Cousins, or Ryan Tannehill back in the day when he was good. So now you're going to have guys like Cousins, as well as a few of these other guys, Geno Smith, Tua, Trevor Lawrence, that are going to be kind of in that mold. But the good thing about some of those guys that are somewhere between 8 and 16, that if they play well, they might be able to get a little bit higher on that list where, you might end up being the 6th or 7th best quarterback in the NFL in 2024. It's possible because there's a lot of guys that are kind of very close to each other, but it's a team game. It's not an individual sport. So top of the 5th, 10-0 Mariners. Runner at first, we wish. Nobody on, but a full count to Mitch Garver with 1 away. Let's go, Mitch. You've been good so far, 2 for 2 today. Garver fouls that one behind the catcher and the ump. Count stays 3-2, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, and the good thing is that if you already have a really good team in place, right, and you draft a quarterback and he's on your rookie deal, right, like when Russell Wilson was with the Legion of Boom and Marshawn Lynch, that's how you win a Super Bowl, right? In a lot of cases, it's not just because you have a Tom Brady or a Peyton Manning or a Joe Montana or a John Elway. Sometimes you have to have an elite roster, an elite coach like Pete Carroll. You got elite running back in Marshawn Lynch. You got the Legion of Boom. You got Bobby Wagner. You got all these amazing pieces. They only needed really quarterback and a couple offensive line pieces, right? And then once they implemented Russ in there and took over for Matt Flynn in preseason, right, when we saw him play at NC State and Wisconsin at the Rose Bowl against Oregon, you could see he had the potential. And then when you don't have to pay a guy big money and you can get to a Super Bowl within the first 5 years of that deal, that's how you end up winning. That's kind of the formula of how you end up winning a Super Bowl before you have to pay the quarterback. Because once you pay the quarterback, that means that other players aren't going to be able to be on the team because the money that you would be giving them, you know, D lineman, O lineman, big linebacker stud, it's going to be going to the quarterback. So that's kind of the formula that some teams have figured out. But, you know, not everyone is going to be a Patrick Mahomes, you know, and we have to realize that. So that's one thing that Seattle hit it right on the head, that, you know, they got the right player at the right time, even though he's not on the team now and he's on Pittsburgh. Popped up. Flied out to center field. 2 away. (10-0) Mariners. Is that good? Next up, Dylan Moore. It's okay, Rojas. You had a 3-run blast. First home run on the road. We'll take it. Let's go, baby. 1 for 2 with a solo homer. Ooh, I wonder if this will fit. There's certain kind of like specifications on the size to make it fit, like full screen. We'll see if this one will fit or not. I really do appreciate you sending it. The shape on it initially looks like it's not going to fit, but still, it will look. But I appreciate anybody that will be able to send me. So this one, the dimensions are 600 by 400. So I don't think this is going to fit the screen, but still I'll throw it up on the screen because I do appreciate you. Top of the 5th, 10-0 Mariners. Runner at first, 2 away. It almost does. I mean, it's almost there. At least it's a full photo. It stretches out, I mean, 3/4 of the way. So that's a lot better than some of the smaller photos. Appreciate you. Oh, look at that. I'll keep that one. Appreciate that. Pitch low out of the zone for a 3-2 count for Demo. Dylan Moore. Count is full. Another walk. Appreciate that. Yeah, at least it's his face. Exactly. Better than the other one that I have, for sure. Thank you. All right, I need to label it now. Now I got to drag it into the Mariner file. Jason, Bossler. Drag it over here. Where are you, Mariners? I have so many files for so many teams. All right, here we go. Oh, absolutely, man. It's exciting, right? I mean, and we didn't give up Harry Ford, right? We didn't give up Lazaro Montes. We didn't give up Cole Young. We didn't give up Colt Emerson. And again, it gives us the opportunity that if we make even a bigger splash and we get Vlad, right? And we end up giving up 2 or 3 of those guys for him. It'll suck to give up those guys, but then getting a guy that's already proven in All-Star. I mean, like, how often are you going to be able to get 2 All-Stars to join the team? And then once JP and Julio get healthy, I mean, we got Randy today. And, you know, a lot of the people that were talking shit, you know, those were the people that actually wanted them to get Randy on their team. You know, the Dodgers and all these other teams that were, oh, you know, good luck on the Mariners, or, oh, he's not going to be good for you guys. Those were all the guys that were talking shit because they wanted Randy for their team. And again, Randy's the type of guy that, you know, starts slow in April and May and gets better in June, July, August, and September. And if you look at his stats, out of a minimum 100 bats, out of anyone that's ever played postseason ball, he's got like top 5 stats of all time based off plate appearances. So again, when Randy makes the playoffs, he's money. So again, and early on in the season, he was a little shaky, and I think the batting average right now is around 210, 211 overall. But within the last month and a half, it's been much better. He actually leading almost every statistical category of any Mariner that's currently on the roster right now. So again, it's not what you did in April and May, it's what he's doing now in June, July, and hopefully in August, and September, and October. But I love it, man. Let me know what you want to do for a photo, and I got you. Yeah, I am sad to see Jonathan Clase go. You know, Stanek, you know, had his moments. He was good and he was bad as of late. You don't like seeing guys, you know, leave. You want to see guys develop. But again, if it was between Ryan Bliss and Jonathan Clase, I would rather have Jonathan Clase go. So it's, again, you know, we still got Locklear. We got Bliss. Voss has been great, right, with RBIs. We got a nice walk here with bases loaded. 10-0 Mariners, right? And we still got the main ones, Harry Ford, Lazaro Montes, you know, Colt Emerson, Cole Young, Ryan Bliss, Tyler Locklear, Jason Vossler. So the main guys are still there. And then we ended up adding Yimi Garcia as well. So life is good right now. Randy's a Mariner. We all are, you know, putting our muscles up. And then we ended up getting Garcia 3-0 record with an ERA of 2.70, who will be the Stanek replacement. So I love this move. Everything is just, you know, looking very, very good moving forward. So again, and I like the young guys. You know, I would have deactivated Mitch Haniger before Ty France, but who knows if he'll still be on the team. But again, if we're going to lose, we might as lose with, you know, exciting young players. But now we're starting to, you know, get excited about things again. And we lost 20 out of the last 29 games. It fucking sucked. You know, when we had a 10-game lead on the Stros, Cal Raleigh hit into a force out at second, and we leave the bases loaded stranded. But hell, we're up 10-0. Who gives a shit, right? But, you know, it's one of those things. If we didn't pick up Randy last night, I guarantee we're not up 10-0 right now. You know, and most of the time, the GM and the ownership, they don't do anything, or if they do, they get guys that we've never heard of, or they get the lowest, you know, name guy that they can on a shitty team, and they hope that it'll work. But then there's other guys that were available, but they just don't put the effort to make it happen. But at least this year, it looks like they are. And hopefully management will, because if you start doing this year in and year out, the Mariner fans aren't going to complain as much. Now, we still want Scott to go, and we still want Dipoto to go. And we know they're both going to go eventually. Right? But for the time being now, at least we're getting guys that we're excited about. And it's not often that we're getting a guy that's going to have a Teoscar Hernandez impact. When we got him from the Blue Jays to come to the Mariners, he was good on Toronto. He was good in Seattle. He won the home run derby. He's fantastic for the Dodgers. And I guarantee if the Dodgers end up making the NLCS or the World Series, it's not going to be just because of Shohei. And it's not going to be just because of Freddie Freeman. Mookie Betts will be coming back late in the year. But Teoscar is one of the main pieces there. And it's nice to be able to have a name like a Teoscar with his kind of impact. Obviously with Randy Rosarina. Ooh, baby. Yeah, big WBC guy too. And he's got good vibes. You know, he's got good energy, good aura. He's been an all-star. He was a stud in the WBC. Very cool, man. Let's go. He's just got a good attitude. And that's the thing, you know, you want guys that have good attitudes out there, right? And that's why I don't know if Jazz, you know, Chisholm would be the best fit, because he kind of seems like a selfish player and it's all about him and it's a me. But it is undeniable he has skills, and Jazz can play multiple positions. You know, he can play in the infield, you know, and he can also play in the outfield and DH. So, you know, to get a player like that, if he was able to not be so fucking selfish and me, and I get it when you're on the Marlins, I guess it's all about me when the team is ass, right? But if you go to Seattle and you can be a team player and then you can be the leadoff guy, you know, or like a Yandy Diaz, another guy that could play multiple positions. If we can get a guy like that to fill in for JP while he's out, it could be huge. So I don't really know what other moves we're going to make. But again, we need another 1 or 2 bats, another 1 or 2 bullpen guys, and then we'll be on our way. So, and we'll see where it goes. Yeah, you can, I mean, dude, Rojas, right, Demo and Victor Robles back to back. The last time we did that, right, was in 2022. Over his head, and that is a ground rule double for the White Sox, for Baldwin. Now, the last time they did it, they said it was Julio Rodriguez, Jesse Winker, and Eugenio Suarez that went back to back. So it's been a minute since it's happened, but man, 10-0. The best first inning we had up to that point was that Royals game where we scored 7 in the first, but we ended up losing 9-8. But we're not losing this one, or at least it doesn't look like it. Nice hit there by Brooks Baldwin, and a guy that just got recently cut by the Nats, a new Chicago White Sox third baseman, Nick Senzel. A Rosarina. And I got excited, you know, when we got Teoscar, you know, and again, the same excitement I feel most Mariner fans, you know, are getting that same type of vibe with Randy as well. Bottom of the 5th, 10-0 Seattle, runner at second, no outs. 1-0 pitch. Senzel to Haniger, line drive. 1 away. I mean, and also, too, we've made the most trades with the Tampa Bay Rays. They said since like 2017, 2018, they said that they've made 15 trades between the Seattle Mariners, where DePoto's been there with the rest of Service and the crew, with the Tampa Bay Rays. It's the number 1 team that they like trading with the most. Like we did Luke Raley for Jose Caballero. And so if we end up making another trade, it is highly likely that it could be possibly another Tampa Bay Ray. And if it ends up being a guy like Yandy Diaz, that might be even better than Jazz Chisholm, and probably cheaper. Popped up, but I don't know if they would be able to give up Yandy. He's kind of a valuable piece on that team. So I don't know if they would be willing to sell, but you never know. Yeah, you can always switch over to the Mariners. You're in your floral era. Cute. All the flowers, all the sundresses. Bottom of the 5th, 10-0 Mariners, runner at second, 2 outs. George Kirby on the mound, wheeling and dealing. And Luis Robert Jr. now in the box. Be crazy if we added a Luis Robert Jr. or a Vlad. I think, you know, Pete Alonso is a no. He's over the hill. Cody Bellinger is injured. And, you know, I don't want to say Cody Bellinger's over the hill, you know, but I think Pete Alonso seems like, you know, his best days are behind him. Bellinger still got game, but he gets injured a little bit too much. So I guess if we are going to go for a big name as far as like a hitter and a defender, you know, Luis Robert Jr. and Vlad Jr. got to be at the top of the list. So, and then I'm still looking for another bullpen guy. But again, another singles leadoff hitter, you know, like a Jazz Chisholm or a Yandy Diaz would be very cool to see, unless we end up getting a guy like Brian De La Cruz or Brent Rooker as well. But again, it seems like Brent Rooker's value is going up higher and higher, because even though the A's are terrible, the guy keeps hitting home runs over and over and making big plays. Brent Rooker is a stud. He's just on a bad team. 2-1 pitch from Kirby to Luis Robert Jr. And we're in the bottom of the 5th, and Kirby is at a very low pitch count right now. 96 miles an hour on that last pitch, 3 balls and 1 strike to Luis Robert Jr. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. My problem with Jazz is not his game, it's his attitude. And sometimes when you have a workplace, or you're on a team in sports, like growing up, there's always going to be that one kid that is a little edgy, and maybe a little bit too mouthy, and maybe a little bit, not a team player, more of a me player. I'm not saying that's going to be the coach's son all the time. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. But, at the end of the day, it has to be a team type of vibe. And that's my only thing and my only gripe against Jazz is that he's kind of a selfish player, and it's more about me than him, than the team, And again, if he was able to break away from that personality trait, I wouldn't have a problem with him. But I just don't know about team fit with a player like that. But I imagine if they had a sit down with him, we ended up bringing him in, I imagine that he would be able to follow suit. And sometimes you get these guys that have attitudes, but if they end up going to the right team in the right situation, that they might mellow out enough where they still have this arrogance and swagger, and they have this vibe about them that's kind of negative and not really positive. But if they can dial it back a little and then they can produce, that's all that matters. Because the last thing that we want to bring in is a guy that's got a fucking me attitude and selfish, and then he ends up getting hurt or playing like shit, and then we made a mistake bringing him in, and then the chemistry is off in the dugout and obviously on the team buses and the planes. So I do like Jazz overall, but just his attitude, it kind of irks me a little bit. And there's not too many guys that have bad attitude that are in MLB. Jazz is at the top of the list. I mean, I can't really think of a guy that's, got maybe more of a worse me attitude than him. He might be number one. That's my concern. But other than his attitude, everything else I like about him. He can defend, he can hit, he's athletic, he can do a little bit of everything, and he can play multiple positions, which is something that the Mariners would be looking at. So, yeah. And and I'm not the only one. A lot of people have been hearing the chatter that he's kind of a clubhouse cancer. But again, if he ends up going to a playoff team, maybe that'll change. Maybe the cancer in the clubhouse is just because the team is not good. But I've seen him do some questionable things in interviews too, like dumping Gatorade on some of the female reporters when it was supposed to be only on the player. People don't do that are good people. It just seems like he wants to make it about him instead of the team, and I don't like that. Little dribbler, throw to first, got him. We leave two stranded for the White Sox, and it is still 10-0 Seattle. Nice job, George Kirby. And Kirby's lost his last 4 starts, and he's only gotten 7 runs of support in those 4 games that he lost. So he's got 10. Pretty sure we're going to end up getting the dub here today. We're at 71, 29 to go. Let's get it, baby. Let him know. Yeah, Rooker would be cheaper too, but since Rooker has been able to keep up his performance, that's going to be an advantage for the A's because they're going to be able to get more for him. If he started to slide a little bit in his progress, then you would probably be able to give up a little bit less. But based on Brent Rooker and how he's playing, if you actually look at some of his numbers, based on hits and home runs and RBIs, some of his stats are in the top 10 overall in baseball, which is kind of surprising, kind of in the bottom 10, like around 8, 9, 10, or at least it was a few days ago or a few weeks ago when I last looked. So definitely probably one of the best players that is not known, nationally or globally, that could really make an impact on a team. Like if you put Brent Rooker on the Braves or the Dodgers or the Phillies, or the Orioles or the Yankees or the Guardians, shit, that could be like what we got with Randy. It could be like that missing piece to take them over the top. So we'll see where it goes. And the Mariners obviously need more than just Randy. But again, I would love to be able to pick up a Rooker, Brian De La Cruz as low-name guys. Or if we ended up getting Luis Robert Jr. or Vladdy, depending on what we would have to give up. But remember, if we get Luis or if we get Vlad, we're going to have to give up probably 2 or 3 of our top 4 farm guys. Is that worth it? And is Vlad going to sign with us long-term? Or is this only like a rental where we're going to only have him for a year or two like Teoscar?
I don't think I would want to give up 3 farm guys that could be starters for Vlad for 1 or 2 years. Would you? I think if Vlad was going to be here for like the rest of his career or for 4, 5, 6 years, then I'd say do it. But if it's only going to be like 2 years or less, or maybe a rental, I don't know if I want to sacrifice the future of the Mariners for just this year. It's not like we're good enough to make the World Series and win this year unless a lot of the other teams get hurt. So we'll see where it goes. Elliot in the building. What's good? Nice no-hitter, obviously, with your boy. Always cool to be able to see no-hitters. Me and Elliot were talking about that. That was an amazing game, man. But I think the last straw, for the management with Dipoto and Service and Nintendo and the GMs is once Julio went down, I think that was okay, now we have to make a move. If Julio didn't go down, maybe this doesn't happen. And maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But just the fact that JP and Julio went down, it was kind of like, okay, we're kind of, our backs are against the wall now. And I'm really happy that they pulled the trigger. And obviously, JP out 4 to 6 weeks sucks with the broken pinky, but Julio should be back within 10 to 14 days. And we found our everyday left fielder moving forward, which is awesome. Randy Arozarena on the left field, Julio in center, and then we just got to figure out who's going to be in right field, right? And first base, obviously, could be manned up by Voss, by Demo, by Locklear, since we don't have Ty France. So we'll see what, is available there. But Vladdy, obviously, is a guy that could DH. He could play first base, and Vladdy could play outfield and right field as well. I mean, imagine, just for a second, Randy Arozarena, Julio Rodriguez, right, and Vladdy all in the outfield, or if even Vladdy at first base and we had like Voss in the outfield. Could be really exciting, man. Top of the 6, 10-0 Mariners. Next up is Mitch Haniga. But it's crazy because the trade ended up happening so late last night. It was like 10 p.m. and my phone was blowing up. Me and Reflect were talking, my boy Justin. And again, it's always cool to be able to get news late when it's so unexpected. And normally the Mariners don't really pull the trigger. So maybe this is a sign of things to come for Seattle and our fan base. Popped up, about 3 miles high, 2 away. Next up for the Mariners, left fielder, 0 for 2 with a K, Luke Raley. Let's go, Luke. Maybe the last guy that needs to get heated up with some electricity. Rojas ended up having a 3-run blast after sucking for like 3 weeks, right? So we finally got him to get out of his hole, and there we go. You talk about it? Boom, shakalaka, run, Luke, run. And a stand-up double for Luke Raley. Now everyone is on track now. There we go. This was really the last piece that has been not up to par. Everyone else has gotten up to par besides Raley and Rojas. They were good in April and May, not as good as June and July, but nice job, Luke Raley. And not a single, but a double. Look at the effort with him running. Always gives 110% fucking effort, and I love it. Credit to Britt for the photo. Jason Vossler. Let's go. Let's go, Voss. And hopefully there'll be some other photos that'll be full screen as well. Obviously with his head to the side. Obviously his head looking down. Come on, Mariner photographers. You got to be better. Let's go. Top of the 6th, runner at second, 2 away. No balls and 1 strike to Voss, Jason Vossler. Let's see where we're at. Elliot with the like and share on the post. Thank you so much. I know a lot of y'all looked at my socials with the photo with me and Paisley after our long walk yesterday. Paisley is the cutest pup of the entire world. Go to first, and that is a runner at second stranded. Is go to the bottom of the 6th inning. All right, we're at 34 likes. We need 6 more to get to 40. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. 6 more to get to 40. Let's go. I finished Cobra Kai. So I finished all of that. There's 5 episodes, obviously this season, 5 episodes in November, and 5 episodes in 2025, and then the show will be over. But I am kind of contemplating what show I need to be watching next. But I'll have to be able to look through all my platforms, the Amazon Prime. I'm thinking I'm going to start The Boys from season 1, episode 1. We did The Acolyte. We did The Bear. I've gone through all these other shows, Cobra Kai. So I'm thinking The Boys, season 1, episode 1 is in my near future. All right, let's see who's up next here for the White Sox. And has anyone completed The Boys, season 1 through 4 or 5? And I know they're going to be doing another season after that. And it might be the last one. And that'll come out, I think, in a year or two. But has anyone watched The Boys? And what do you guys think of it? Let's see who's up next for the White Sox. Next up for the White Sox, 0 for 2, Andrew Vaughn. Batting second, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. DHing for the White Sox, Eloy Jimenez. And batting third, Britt's favorite, left fielder, Andrew Benintendi. Let's go. See if I can get easy another photo here. WBC did me dirty, though, and I don't know if I'll ever do their games anymore. They ended up giving me an unfair strike, and they had me off YouTube for like a week, and that definitely hurt. Not only the like, subs, and the views and the shares, but I had a lot of bills to pay, and my broadcast was so good they thought that it was like the TV or something. Like I was actually showing the actual WBC game with the photos that I was showing. And I had to appeal, but by the time that I appealed, I didn't get a response back from anyone, and they pretty much was like, fuck you, So anytime you end up getting an unfair ban, by the time you actually get an email or you hear from someone, you're already off the ban at that point. But I've never been striked like that before, where I couldn't record for a whole week. So I ended up recording on Twitter/X, but it wasn't the same, but, to keep my mental health on a high note. But I did enjoy the WBC. That's our guy now, our new Seattle Mariner, baby. George Kirby on the mound, still wheeling and dealing. 10-0 Mariners. George Kirby, 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, and 6 Ks. Let's go. How many pictures for Kirby? 4. Let's go. Eloy Jimenez in the box, 237 average, 5 homers and 16 ribbies. Here in 2024, Jimenez get into a ground. Oh, baby, double play, baby. I like that. See you later, 2 away. Good defense there by the Mariners. Next up, Britt's favorite left fielder, the former Boston Red Sox, Andrew Benintendi. He looks better in a Red Sox uniform than this black and white that he's got going on here for the White Sox. Tough when you end up losing out on, favorite players and whatnot. I got links for you, Britt, if you end up needing links to watch games. So I already got you that one link for, F1 and NASCAR. And obviously there's streaming links that you can use. And, some are faster than others. Some are going to be about 30 seconds behind, and then others are going to be live or like 5 to 10 seconds behind. So if you ever need a link, I got you. Elliott in the building. Let's go. Woo, 6'4", Profar. Hit it far, throw it far. Jurickson, Profar. Man, he is on a heater lately. Yeah, he definitely looks much better in the red than the black and white. I agree to that. 2-1 count to Andrew Benintendi. Seven more likes to get to 40. Let's go, baby. 6 more likes to get to 40. Thank you so much. 2 balls and 1 strike to Andrew Benintendi. Popped up. That's going deep. Back to the warning track and caught. And that is the end of the 6th. 10-0 Mariners. It definitely feels like that Rockies or A's type of performance. I mean, we're not at 18, and I don't even know how many more we're going to get after the 10 that we've already put up, but you never know. And congratulations, Matt, on your post. I told you, man, you just have to be diligent. You have to find the right words, the right photos, to capture, the audience. And I think that, you doing the thread by describing a play, based off a college like a Georgia Tech, finding 2 quality photos that are HD 4K, that have the players underneath, and then actually having a thread with plays underneath that, that's what's going to get you results instead of just doing one single play. But like I mentioned to you, congratulations on that. Keep continuing to do that for different teams, and you're going to get different fan bases that are going to see you. And then eventually you'll end up getting more people that will follow you on Twitter/X. I know sometimes it's tough. You're putting in so much effort that you feel that you should have more people subscribing to you. And it's not because you're not good at what you do. You're great with the play calling and the breakdowns on what you do. It's just, when you start off, on Twitter/X, it's hard, to be able to gain ground just like on any social media platform. So keep doing what you're doing. I'm proud of you. You're doing a great job being the lead mod. And again, your results will get continuously better and better. And then you'll get better and better results. And again, you'll get more likes and more retweets. And then you'll become a household name on Twitter/X as being the guy that breaks down college football teams with plays, because there's really not a whole lot of people that do that. I think you kind of found your wheelhouse. And if you do that with the NFL as well, you can kind of separate yourself from the other sports individuals that are on social media. And again, you end up getting a microphone, you get a computer, you end up getting faster internet, and then you can end up doing color with me for Oregon Duck games. So, you just got to be able to get your shit together, get a job, get some equipment. You already got your better internet. And then if you want to be able to describe, these different plays and the breakdowns, this would be a platform that you would be able to do it on. So keep doing what you're doing, brother. I always like seeing people have success. And I feel that a lot of people are haters, and they're like, oh, I want him to do good, but not better than me. That's kind of like the mentality. But I think for real, genuine, honest people, and a lot of people that are a part of the NWSF, we really do root for each other to have success and win, like genuinely. And I'm really excited that you ended up getting some good results on what you're doing. And I know, when you end up seeing over 100 people like your post and getting over 10,000 views on a single post, to some people that's nothing, right? But for someone that's never done it before, it's a big accomplishment. And keep doing you, man. I'm proud of you. Keep doing it. It's very informative. No one else really does what you're doing right now. So stay in your lane, figure out what you're good at, you know what it is, and then you can use that to grow your own platform in the future. Top of the 7th, 10-0 Mariners. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Mitch Garver. Well, the Taylor Swift community doesn't even know who you are. You know what I mean? Like I said, you're going to be the lead mod here. And if we do Chiefs games, Garver, 3rd hit of the day, same place, right there out to left field. Like I said, but when we do Chiefs games, you're going to get an occasional female that is a Taylor Swift Swiftie and also a Kelsey guy and a Chief fan, but it's not going to happen that often. There's going to be a different time and a different place that you'll be able to find those people. You know what I mean? But if you focus on, the college football NFL aspect, eventually that end of it will end up happening. But it's like you got to be able to put what you're doing in the right spot. It's like sometimes when you end up, doing something in the wrong spot, right, you're not going to get the proper results. It's like I ended up seeing this article of this guy that was a very, very famous musician, right? And he ended up going into like a subway, like in New York, and no one paid attention to him. And then he ended up being in some like $1 million orchestra later that night. So it shows you just because, you're in the wrong spot and you're uber talented, sometimes you're not in front of the right crowd, and you can end up being really good at what you're, doing. But if you're in the wrong place in front of the wrong people, you're not going to get the recognition that you deserve. So keep that in mind. Swifties will come later. Focus on your football, and again, the Swifties will come. Big swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So what you got to do is you got to incorporate certain stats that have Taylor Swift, right, and Travis Kelce and the Chiefs. So if you end up incorporating stats that involve Swift, Kelce, but it also has like maybe a stat of how many albums she sold, and then something about Kelce and his stat, something to, you know, draw in the fans of Kelce, the fans of the Chiefs, and then maybe a female Swiftie, you know, that wants to learn a little bit more, you know. And if you portray it like that with a nice picture of Taylor Swift, a nice picture, a selfie of Travis Kelce, and then your little thread, that's how you end up getting, you know, followers. And your boy's smart, you know, you just have to be able to follow a formula. And when you find a formula that works, you know, and then you can make threads that way. So, you know, you already figured out the hardest part, what's going to work. You already have the you know, the backbone of how to make a successful post, and you just continue to do that. But I guarantee, you know, there's going to be some people that will be annoyed by the Chiefs and with Kelce and with Swift, but there will be people that will interact with that, and then you might be able to you know, have the proper hashtags with it, you know, and then, you know, with Swift and the Swifties and the Kelce and hashtag Chiefs Kingdom and all that, you know. Dylan Moore popped up to the outfield in the warning track, 2 away. But just little things like that, that'll help you gain more of a following. Back-to-back-to-back home runs. Rojas, Demo, Victor Robles. I know, that's insane, dude. I was going to send you that stat line on MLB, but I already know you saw it, so. Dude, cray-cray. For real. Crazy. I'm happy for you, man. Padres are going to be definitely in the mix as well. All right, we need 6 more likes to get to 40. Where are we at on the donos? A few more donos to hit the goal. 1-0 pitch. Wu and Fetty tomorrow. They got Cade Marlowe in. We already are racking in so many hits and runs, they're starting to put the backups in. I don't blame them. Cade Marlowe popped up, and that is the end of the top of the 7th inning. All right, Cade, I see you. But nice to be able to see some of the guys that have really been struggling as of late try to find themselves. And, you know, the Mariners have been in a very rough position, losing 20 out of the last 29. But to have Mitch Garver go 3 for 3, singles in the same exact spot in left field, I mean, we're really starting to turn the corner with a lot of these guys that were struggling. Rojas and Rayleigh, as far as bigger name guys, that we needed those guys to step up for the absence of JP and Julio. And it's just nice to be able to see that with JP and Julio out, other guys are stepping up. Let's go. Way to bring that electricity, Seattle Mariners. 10-0, Seattle. We're at 71, 29 to go. 5 more likes to get to 40. Appreciate you, Brett, with the like and the share. We got Brett, Elliot, Sarah, Megan, Matt, and Lauren all helping out. And normally I'd have people like on the live stream as well, but I'm not going to be paying Elon, $7 a month if it's really not going to make a difference. And, you know, as I've been, going over the stats, on the channel every night, we haven't really lost anything. Maybe a few views on the Twitter/X side, but it hasn't really affected the channel overall like I thought it was. So far, so good. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th inning with a 10-0 lead. Next up for the White Sox, 0 for 2 with a K, shortstop Paul DeJong. Batting second baseman Brooks Baldwin. And batting third, the Nat that just got dropped, third baseman Nick Senzel. Nice job, George Kirby. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 0 runs, 1 walk, and 6 Ks. That a boy, George. Bring back these Grays, baby. Clean. And you know what's cool about you, Matt, is that there's a lot of people that would be able to do it for Oregon only. You know what I mean? But for you to be able to do it for pretty much any team because you have that kind of love for college football and the NFL is huge, because you're going to be able to grab people, you know, from random colleges, UCF and Georgia. You know, they don't know who the hell you are, you know. So again, you know, being a Duck fan, but also being a college football fan and knowing how to lay out the plays, understanding routes and the way that plays are developed, and then being able to portray that, you know, somewhere in a thread is huge. You might be able to, you know, start gaining fans from every single college and every single NFL team if you can just end up finding the right clips and obviously coming up with the right play schemes, whether you draw it on a board, on a whiteboard and take a picture of it, or if you can find something like that on social media and online. You know, but just keep doing what you're doing, brother. And I'll keep liking and obviously helping out as much as I can. Hell yeah, Elliot. Keep winning, bro. I love that. Thank you for beating the Orioles. Profar with 2 homers. 6-game win streak. Yeah, yeah. Little chopper for Brooks Baldwin. Behind in the count 0-2. I'm really happy that you got your player back. I know you love Darvish. I know you love, you know, Jurickson Profar. And when he ended up getting traded to the Rockies, I know your heart broke a little bit. And then he came back, and he's been better than ever. Happy for you. Brooks Baldwin in the box. Big swing and a miss. Strike 3. George Kirby with his 7th K, baby. Mariner Moose loves it. Nice job, George. Before the game started, where we're at right now, but this is out of joy. David Spade, Joe Dirt approved. Let's go. JP and Julio would be happy. Next up is Nick Senzel. Just a few more likes and a few more donos to get to the goals. Senzel popped up into right field to Haniger, 2 away. Next up, catcher Corey Lee. It would be cool if we could end up shutting him out 10-0, but I don't want to be like greedy, but I would like to be able to get at least 2 more runs before the game ends. I don't need to get to 18 or 20 to give Britt a flashback, you know, with the Rockies and the A's, you know, putting up 18 runs or more. You know, and again, if you end up losing, you know, as a Red Sox fan to one of those 2 teams and that team puts up 18 runs or more, not fun. But again, I don't need to be greedy and try to get 18, 19, or 20. But if we could get 1 or 2 more, it would be great, you know, just for the morale. Zay in the building, what's good? And it's a great year for baseball. It's honestly, we turned the page when we drafted and developed and brought up Kirby, right? Julio Rodriguez and Cal Raleigh. That's really what started it all. And then you started to see the development of Logan Gilbert and Brian Wu. You know, everything is starting to come together. We brought in Luis Castillo from the Reds, you know, but it really, the cornerstone, the 3 amigos, the 3 stooges, it's Julio, it's George Kirby, and Cal Raleigh. And we got to make sure those 3 are Mariners for life, man. And again, 2022 made the playoffs for the first time in 20 plus years. We barely missed the wild card by a game or 2 last year. And it looks like we're going to have a very good chance with the additions of Arozarena and Garcia that we might be able to win the division again, even though it looked like a for sure thing at the beginning of the year. But when you lose 20 out of 29 and you lose your 10-game lead on the Astros and the Rangers are only 3 games back, you get nervous. And then JP and Julio got hurt and Santos got hurt. And then we ended up pulling the trigger for some big names. And it looks like we're not done. I mean, can you imagine what the vibes are going to be like in Seattle if we get Vlad, you know, or we get Luis Robert Jr. and we don't have to give up too much in the farm, you know. But again, I'm looking for our future, not just this year. So it kind of depends on, and I know the Mariners understand that too, because they understand the 4 guys that we have waiting, all of them, and I'm not bullshitting you, all of them could be starters on the Mariners. Lazaro Montes, right field. You know, Harry Ford, catcher, DH, or second baseman, third baseman, or shortstop, wherever we need them, right? And then Colt Emerson and Cole Young can play shortstop and second base. So even though we got Polo and Bliss and JP, if we need to rotate some guys over, we got a lot of guys, a catcher, a second baseman, shortstop, and a guy that can play right field. And all of them could DH if needed too. So we don't want to give up three, top 100 guys, three of the top 50 for Vlad for 1 year. But again, if we can have Vlad for long term, it would hurt me a little bit to lose three guys, and especially if those guys turn into all-stars on other teams. But to get Vlad or Luis Robert Jr. would be pretty awesome. I just don't want to trade three of those guys for Pete Alonso or three of those guys for Cody Bellinger. I would be pissed. I would rather have the three guys in the future. But if we can get Luis Robert Jr. or Vladdy and it works out, I know Mariner fans would be just, through the roof, just jumping up and down. So we'll see where it goes. End of the seventh inning, 10-0 Mariners. Let's take a quick look, see where we're at. See if we're close to 40 likes yet. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. We're 5 likes away. We're at 35. Let's get to 40 before the game ends. 4 more. I know y'all got backup accounts. 4 more, baby. 4 more likes to get to the number. Just checking Cash App and Venmo to see if anyone, usually people will message me if they sent me anything there, but I don't think we have anything there at the moment. Let me double check though. All right, yeah, we don't got anything there, but hopefully we'll have the Cash App dono maybe before the stream ends. Top of the 8th, 10-0 Seattle. 2 for 4 with a double, single, and 2 runs for big dumper Cal Raleigh. And if there was a team in Major League Baseball that needed this type of win, it's definitely us. There is no other team that needed this more than us at this moment. Let's go, baby. How you doing, Zay? There goes Cal with the big swing and a miss. 1 away. It's okay, big dumper. You already went 2 for 4. 2 for 5 is fine. Next up, second baseman Jorge Polanco. You showed the trident, then he ended up hitting a homer 5 seconds later. Will he do it again? And we haven't seen too many guys hit 2 home runs in a game. We've only had a couple guys do that. But I believe if Polo does it, he'll be the third this season and has hit 2 home runs in a single game. I believe it was Dylan Moore and JP Crawford are the other 2 guys that have done that. Oh, man. Badsy, dude, from fucking Oregon State Beavers, dude. How'd he look? Polo? That one goes foul. Yeah, dude. 36.2K in the views. That's nice, dude. That's got to be very, if you were a little, just, not necessarily disappointed in the results. You just started Twitter/X recently because I kept telling you to open one up and start one. But to have 201 likes and 11 retweets out of people that you don't even know, 4 comments, and then 36,000 fucking people on Twitter/X saw it. That's huge, dude. Keep doing you. Yeah, I believe Cal did as well. So someone has to look that up. Maybe we have 3 right now. Maybe we have Cal. Cal did it. Yeah, Cal's done it a couple times. Didn't he do it twice? I'm trying to remember. I've watched every single game from beginning to end. But I think we had Demo that did it early in the year. Then JP Crawford, I believe. And then Cal Raleigh's done it once or twice. I believe twice, right? From both sides of the plate, right? Just recently, within the last month and a half. So someone needs to look that up. to see how many multi-homer games the Seattle Mariners have and who has done it. But I try to remember, but I think Demo, JP, and Cal Raleigh. I believe those are the three names. And if there's one name that needs to be out of that, that's JP. But I'm pretty sure JP did it. Maybe I'm hallucinating. You know, I've been watching so many games over the years, but I'm pretty sure that's those three guys. Haniger, line drive into right field, and that is the end of the top of the 8th inning. And the way this game is going, it looks like it's just going to end 10-0. Both teams are just kind of going through the motions after we punched him in the mouth early. Cal did it in more. JP didn't do it. JP didn't hit 2 home runs in a game this year. How many times did Cal do it? Twice? I believe he did it twice, right? Or did he only do it once? I don't know. I'm always used to Cal Raleigh making big plays. One from the left side, one from the right side. He got on a little bit of a heater there a few weeks back. I remember because I was posting. Wow. Bazzi went 0 for 3. Yeah, that's okay. You know, and sometimes, you know, when you look at guys, it takes a little while, you know, to get going. You know, the Orioles have had some prospects, and, you know, anytime you end up being a number 1 pick in the draft or top 5 and you get called up, sometimes a little too early, there's a lot of pressure, you know, and sometimes you choke a little bit and it takes a little, you know, time to kind of get your rhythm and whatnot. But hopefully Bazzi will be better moving forward. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th inning, 10-0 Mariners. And like I mentioned multiple times on the stream, make sure you guys are taking care of your mental health. Addiction, depression, anxiety, these are things that a lot of us are going through on the daily or have in the past. So if you feel like you're slipping into the darkness a little bit, you know, have a little bit of accountability, know your triggers, make some changes. Are you eating fast food every day? Stop that shit. Eat healthy. If you're not exercising, go for a walk. Get some exercise. You know, get some sun and some vitamin D. You know, make sure you're listening to music, spending time with your friends and your pets. If you got a cat or a dog, don't ignore them. And if you make those minor adjustments to your daily routine, it'll help you come out the other side quicker and win the day. Paisley Pup is in here with Dad. George Kirby, 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 7 Ks, 88 pitches. Nice job, George Kirby. My boy. Trent Thornton coming into the game. Hopefully he doesn't fuck up. Like the bullpen I really worry about, but we should hopefully be all right here. No kidding. You know, I haven't wanted a player, you know, have a contract, you know, to be a Mariner for life more than Cal Raleigh. You know, he's definitely earned it and he deserved it. And I get it. You know, there's only going to be so much money, you know, and maybe they overpaid for Julio, but they wanted to make sure that he was going to be here for like pretty much life. But I hope that we can give a similar type of deal, maybe not as much money, to Cal Raleigh. Because if we were going to give something similar to Julio's contract, Cal would be the one that would be most deserving. And then obviously like a Kirby or Gilbert after that. So throw to first base, 1 away. Yeah, I love me some Cal Raleigh, man. I was already sold on Cal in his rookie year. So next up for the Chicago White Sox, Tommy Pham. Pitch is high out of the zone. 1 ball, no strikes to Tommy Pham. 2 for 3 with 2 singles so far tonight. Pham. 3-hit night for Tommy Pham. Oh, he's going for 2. Get him! Oh, shitty throw on the relay right there. Got to pay attention. Good base running by Tommy Pham. Next up, first baseman Andrew Vaughn. And obviously they're trying to get a run before the game ends. 10-1 is a hell of a lot better than 10-0 mentally. So we won 3 out of 4 games in Seattle, and hopefully we can do the same thing again here on the road in Chicago. All right, we're close. $29 to get to the goal, and about 4 or 5 more likes to hit 40 to hit the goal overall. Let's go, baby. Oh, we only need one more like. We just got a few more. Who will be the person to hit the 40 mark for us? We need one more like to hit the goal for 40. We're at 39. 29 more to hit the goal for the donos. Let's go. Bottom of the 8th, 10-0 Seattle. Runner at second, one away. 2 balls and no strikes to Andrew Vaughn. 1 for 3 with a single in the 6th at his last at-bat. 2-0 pitch. Pitch is outside by Trent Thornton. 3 balls and no strikes. Paisley was in here, and she said, oh, Dad's not done yet. I'm going to go back on the couch. .3-0 pitch, and 4 straight balls from Trent Thornton. This is like Stanek all over again, damn it. And if he's not careful, he's going to get his ass to boot as well. Next up, DHing for the White Sox, Eloy Jimenez. And I don't know what happened to our bullpen, but it seems like none of the guys have confidence anymore, like except for Andres Munoz. That's it. Everyone else is just ass. They're not good. I don't trust any of them. I wish I could say I did. And then hopefully, Garcia that we just picked up for Stanek, hopefully he'll be a guy that's trustworthy since Santos got hurt. But, I don't know if Seawald would come back to the Mariners, but we need people that we can trust in the bullpen. Because again, if you have a bad bullpen for 1 or 2 innings, a 10-0 lead could get shrunk down to 10-5 real quick. I've seen it happen a lot. It's not like the White Sox are going to come back, but the last thing that you want to see is 2 shitty bullpen guys come in and then give up 3 or 4 runs each, and then all of a sudden this 10-0 lead is like 10-7 with like an inning to go, Golly. I don't know, man. It's like a lot of the Blue Jay players that we end up getting, besides Teoscar Hernandez, haven't really panned out for us. I guess we just have to be kind of careful on who we get and where we get them from. But gosh, a lot of these bullpen guys I really don't like, man. I like consistency. And Stanek was good early on, but then he sucked late and we got rid of him. Santos was decent in the beginning, but after being hurt all year, but was kind of shitty at the end. And we actually get out of this inning barely. Not really because of Thornton, though. 10 runs, 11 hits, and no errors for the Mariners. But again, I think that most Mariner fans would agree that Munoz is really the only one that we can trust. And even Munoz fucks up from time to time, but usually 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 chances he'll come through. There will always be that one, where he's wild and he's like, going to walk the first couple guys, or he gets roughed up for back-to-back hits or back-to-back walks. And then all of a sudden it will lead to a blown save or, a bad outing. But, Munoz is definitely by far, the best one, in Los Bomberos. All right, let's go to the top of the 9th, 10-0 Seattle. Let's see who's up next here for the Mariners. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 4 with a K, left fielder Luke Raley. Batting second, 1 for 4 with a run, 2 RBIs and a K. First baseman Jason Vossler. Let's go Voss. And batting third, 3 for 3 today. Unbelievable. A run, RBI, and a base on ball. Catcher Mitch Garver. And Garver actually has been pretty good as the backup catcher to Cal Raleigh. Much better than Sebi Zavala that we let go a few weeks back. Let's go. Let's see where we're at. If we hit the 40 likes yet. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. Still need one more like to hit 40. Let's go, baby. Try to get to 40 before the game ends. We can hit somewhere between 40 and 45. Let's go. Hollywood Josh Rojas. Great to see him homer, too, because if any player that needed a little bit of a spark, it was Rojas and Raley. They were good in April and May, and they've been kind of ass in June and July. They haven't been really good. And remember, Rojas was the best player on the team in the first 30 games. He was in the 9 hole, batting 300 to 350 when we had JP Jorge Polanco and Julio all batting 150 at the beginning of the year. So it's kind of flip-flopped a little bit, but hopefully he can get back on track. And another guy getting back on track, 1 for 4 with a double in the 6th, left fielder Luke Raley. I mean, they're not back yet, but at least it's positive with a 3-run blast, first homer on the road, and Luke at least got a base knock today. I mean, 1 for 4 isn't great, but it's a lot better than 0 for 4 that he's been doing as of late. 2 balls and 1 strike from Peralta to Raley. Pitch is low and outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Pitch right down the middle for a strike looking to Raley. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The count is full. Top of the 9th, 10-0 Mariners. Is that good? It's the Randy effect, man. You end up getting a player like this. It's huge. Same thing would have happened if we would have got Vlad. You know, the energy is through the roof. Luke, little dribbler, throw to first. Nice effort by Luke Raley. Even though at the end of the game and the game is over, he always puts in 100% effort on every play running to first base, and that's something I really respect out of Luke Raley. Astros 53 and 49, obviously in first place. We are a 1 game back, 53 and 51. If we win, we'll be tied, and the Rangers are 51 and 53, 3 games back. So if we win this right here, we will be tied 54 and 51 record with the Astros, percentage-wise. Big swing and a miss for first baseman Jason Vossler. Let's go, Voss. 1 for 4 with a 2-run single in the first and a run. He's really the one that got the run started for us. Nice job, Voss. You're the man. Pitch is low and outside to Voss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Oregon in the building. What's good? Peralta on the mound. Voss in the box. Mariners with a comfortable 10-run lead. 1-2 pitch. Pitch is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jason Vossler. STL in the building. What's good? Voss, little dribbler, throw to first base, 2 away. Yeah, things, you know, with the Blue Jays, you guys were up and coming like Seattle in 2022, but kind of started going in, the opposite direction. And obviously losing Teoscar was the kind of the first, tall tale sign things were, kind of changing with the organization. Springer really hasn't been a good fit for you guys. And then now you might not have Vlad or Bo Bichette. Obviously Biggio ended up getting moved. It wasn't really, the prospect that they thought he was. But I hope that you guys get better as the years go along. All right, Megan. Oh, happy 17th. Noah. Training camp. Ooh, lucky guy. Thanks for the support. And I appreciate you. And I'll be back, obviously, live tomorrow. We play a national broadcast tomorrow on Fox at 4 o'clock. So I will be live at 4 o'clock Pacific for that. Garver, popped up foul. 4 career 4-hit games. The last time Garver did it was September 3rd, 2023 versus the Twins. And if he can get 1 more hit, it'll be another notch on the belt. Man, lucky guy. 2-2 pitch. Pitch is low and inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Mitch Garver. Count is full. Come on, Mitch. He's got 3 singles all in the same spot into left field to Benintendi. Let's see if he can get one more hit in the same exact spot to see if he can end up going 4 for 4 today. 3-2 pitch, and they walked him. No opportunity for a 4 for 4 day, but he gets on base. Nice job. Top of the 9th, 2 outs with runner at first. Now they're having a little mound meeting. Cardinals game tomorrow. Nice. All right, we hit 40 likes. We're at 42. 8 more to get to 50. If you haven't smashed the like button yet, now we're at 43. 7 more to get to 50 to hit the goal. Let's go. 29 more to hit the goal on the donos. Top of the 9th, 10-0 Mariners. Runner at first with 2 outs, 1 for 4 with a 3-run blast. His first road homer for the season, Hollywood Josh Rojas. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Hollywood. Pitch in the zone for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes to Hollywood Josh Rojas. He's got 3 career multi-homer games. Last did in 2021 against the Angels. Rojas back to the mound. Quick throw to first. And a very quick top of the 9th. 10-0 Mariners. Gabe Spire coming out. Yeah. Deadpool 2, and they got Wolverine and Deadpool. I want to go to the theater to go see it. I talked to my friend Justin. He says my best friend hasn't been to a movie theater in 5 years. He's like, I haven't even seen Deadpool 2 yet. I'm like, damn. But he's a busy guy, and he's got a lot of other things that he does for hobbies, video games, and other stuff. So, and he's a big TV show and movie guy. But that was a little shocking that he hasn't been to a movie theater in 5 years and hasn't even seen Deadpool 2 yet. But again, there's so many shows and things going on. It doesn't really surprise me that much. 5 years in a movie theater, though. But we did have COVID, so I get it. It kind of makes sense. But definitely, I'm looking forward to Umbrella Academy, for the new season. And obviously a few shows that you recommended, Megan, and The Boys, and a few others. But definitely, as far as movies are concerned, that is one that definitely looks like it would be worth. And they got some really cool merch for like the popcorn containers, the cups, the blankets, the throws. There's all kinds of cool stuff that they are, you have to buy it when you go to the theater, but there looks like there's some pretty cool collector items. And I saw that they did like the PS5 controllers for both of them that have kind of like the back end of the butt on the back of the controller for both of them. Kind of cool concept for a lot of the stuff that they're doing with the movie. So still got to watch Hell on Wheels. You are 100% correct. Yes. Absolutely, yeah. He can follow me on Twitter/X, or if he wants to send it to you and you send it to me, however you want to do it. But yeah, any kind of NASCAR information, anything that he knows or wants to share, I'm obviously down to read. And sending it to me on Instagram or Twitter/X is completely fine. I always like learning from y'all. So. Yeah, I think I'm going to do The Boys first, because I think that, I don't know what to think about it. I know it's like superhero type of show, but, I'm not sure if it's going to be better than like something from DC or Marvel, or like the Avengers, or, it's obviously gained a little bit more steam this season compared to the previous. And I believe they're going to do one more season after this. But, I mean, I've already done Cobra Kai. I've already done The Bear. I've already done The Acolyte. So I pretty much did all 3 that came out in June. I am looking forward to Umbrella Academy big time. I will definitely be watching that. And, we'll see where it goes. You're watching Deadpool tonight? Damn, I'm jealous. Let me know how it is, Easy. 2-0 pitch. I would assume it'll be like an 8 or a 9 overall. I don't think it's going to be a 10. I mean, there's going to be some people that might say 7, 7.5 based off like the plot, but there'll be enough like action and jokes, and chemistry between Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman that it'll be, I think, an overall good watch. I think it would be at the bare minimum an 8. And I think some people might rate it an 8.5 or 9. I guess if you're a hater, there'll be a few of those that will rate it like a 5 or a 6 or a 7. But most people that I've talked to that have seen it or, that are going to be going to see it in the near future are pretty excited about it or have rated it pretty decent. So, but everyone's going to have an opinion, and so I'll have to see it myself and I'll let you guys know what I think. But I imagine it'll be like an 8 or a 9. 10 for Steph and for you, for sure. Captain, you watched it? Nice. What would you give it on a scale of 1 to 10? Gabe Spire with a nice strikeout, 1 away. Nice job, Gabe. We got an advantage when we got a Pat McAfee lookalike on our team. And he's a lefty, even better. Let's go, baby. Pat McAfee on the mound. Bottom of the ninth, 10-0 Mariners. Let's go. He definitely can pass for Pat's brother or cousin. Next up is Paul DeYoung. They're 2 outs away. Feels like it's going to be a 10-0 victory here for the Mariners. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike to Paul DeYoung. Yeah, that would be good. Count from Gabe Spire to Paul DeYoung. Pitches inside and he walked him. Come on, baby. 8.5 out of 10. Nice. There goes DeYoung to first, and that's the problem with our bullpen. A lot of the guys don't have good control. And I get it. You're cold. You're sitting there for 2 or 3 hours. Then you have this pressure to come in, to be lights out, and to strike out 3 guys and get out of the inning or whatever the scenario is. If you come in with 1 out or 2 outs or 3 outs to get, right? But I just want to be able to have like the confidence in the bullpen where I'm not worrying that, we have a good lead, like let's say 3-0, and then all of a sudden we get a couple guys coming in the 6th, 7th, and 8th, and then all of a sudden they blow it, and then we end up losing games 4-3. And I feel like the Mariners have been in that position more times than not. And then, we're not going to use Munoz in that situation. So hopefully things are going to get better, but that Arozarena effect is real. Little flip to second, double play. Got him! And the game is over. Hell yeah. Final score. Seattle Mariners 10, the Chicago White Sox 0, and the Randy Arozarena effect is real, baby. Let's go. And when the Mariners win, what do? We dance, baby. Mariners win! Mariners win! Mariners win! Woo! Let's go. What a game. Best game of the year. 10-0 Mariners, and George Kirby gets the win. Let's go. And just to give everyone kind of a tune-up, in the top of the first, Bossler singled to right, Polanco scored, Raleigh scored, Haniger to third, 2-0 Mariners. Then Garver doubled to left, Haniger scored, Bossler to third, 3-0 Mariners. Then Rojas with a 3-run blast, 6-0 Mariners. Then Demo with a homer, 7-0 Mariners. Then Robles with a homer, 8-0 Mariners. Then we had to wait 3 innings to the 4th. Then Polo homered to left center with Cal Raleigh on board, 10-0 Mariners, all by the 4th inning. Unbelievable. Nice job, Mariners. If there was a team in baseball that needed this, it's us. no question. You know, GP injured, Julio injured, Santos injured, and then making the big move for Araz Arena. Woo, woo, woo. Good to see. Good to hear. Vibes are good now. Back to back to back, baby. Let's go. Good stuff, man. Mariner Moose, you the man. Feels good after losing so many games and actually getting a back-to-back-to-back. We had 4 homers this game. We never get homers, and let alone back-to-back-to-back. That felt good. Michael in the building. What's good, bro? Long time no see, bro. How are you? Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Yeah, at least Benny got a hit. Let's go over the White Sox real quick because I'm not a hater here. I mean, they got 7 hits for the night and 1 error, but you know, Tommy Pham went 3 for 4. Vaughn went 1 for 3. Benintendi went 1 for 4. DeYoung went 1 for 3. Baldwin went 1 for 4. And obviously they had their pitcher go out in the first inning, and that was kind of the tall tale sign that the Mariners were on a heater, and that is big facts. Let me take, and I'm pretty sure, like I mentioned, let's see here. All the blushing, all the acting up, all the kisses. Oh, baby, Mariners, let's go. And again, we're going to be live tomorrow at 4 o'clock for the Mariners and the White Sox. It's going to be on a Fox Global broadcast. I think the game starts at 4:15 on Fox, and I'll be live at 4 o'clock. And again, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Is there any photos here at the end that you guys want to see? Paisley just came in the room. Let me get some T-Swift for Matt, so that way that you know, he gets some photos as well here before we go, instead of making him wait till tomorrow. Let's grab those real quick for Matt. But I think we got pretty much everyone taken care of for the most part throughout the stream. I know, Paisley, I'm almost done. Paisley's like, Dad, and let's go for a walk. Boss with the interview after the game. I love it. I know, honey. I'm almost done, Paisley Pup. I'm almost done, honey. Oh, honey. Come here, honey. Now Matt's happy. He's like, there we go. I got you, bro. Yeah. Well, you know, I got to make sure I take care of everyone. Everyone's going to have their favorite things that they like. And, you know, there's no judging. You know, everyone has different actors or actresses or country singers or rappers or wrestlers or NASCAR or F1. You know, everyone's got, you know, kind of their loves and things that they like. But, you know, again, you know, we got to make sure everyone is happy. So Paisley is so happy. She says, I love you. She's giving me the puppy dog eyes. She said, Dad, I need a snack and a walk. It's my Paisley pup. She probably gets, and I'm not even joking, 50 to 100 I love yous, like verbally, and probably 100 to 200 kisses every day. She gets all the love from Dad. Big facts. Starfleet captains. I mean, it doesn't really matter, you know. Do you want to see some photos before I go? Or are you good? I got to delete these tay-tays. I mean, I imagine there's been probably some people that have seen that and, you know, maybe left the channel and whatnot. But again, if you know who I am and what I do for people, you know, just because they see Taylor Swift photos, if they're just going to never come back because of that, then I guess that's not really, you know, because I'm not a Taylor Swift person, but if Matt is, I'm not going to hate on that. You know, if that's what he wants to see, then that's what he's going to get. I mean, we are getting into football season, so we'll transition from the Swift photos to more Bo Nix, Denver Bronco photos, and Dylan Gabriel Oregon Duck photos. So, you know, we'll be fine there. Everyone good with photos? I'll get you some stuff in here before we go. I got you, Megan. I'll be live tomorrow, 4 o'clock Pacific. Paisley's giving me the look. She says, Dad, I'm hungry. Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Final score, Seattle Mariners 10, Chicago White Sox 0. You guys are the best. I love you and appreciate you. And I got one question for you. Well, you know, talk sports like us. Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang.